175th episode, and we're doing the motherload of bad movies. We're doing the critically infamous worst movie of all time, Troll 2. We watch it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is.
Horror, so bad and scary. Splitting up is never okay. Plot, who needs it? Don't turn on the lights. Cars don't ever start, but that's alright. Running upstairs instead of out the door. Good acting, what do we need that for? Horrible horror, so bad and scary. Enjoy the show, but not really.
What's up, Moon Goons? Welcome to Horrible Horror Podcast, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies so bad they're scary. I'm your host, Mr. Marshall Hampton. With me today, as always, my buddy, my co-host, Mr. Aaron Southworth. Aaron, say hello.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. And with us on this is our 175th episode.
175.
175. Getting up there in the big time. We're the big boys now.
Woohoo.
With us is one of our favorite guests of all time. You know him, you love him. Mr. Coffee Doug Jones!
God, the enthusiasm. I love it. That
He is
just
back!
incredible.
He is back!
Thank you. Thank you. Congrats
yes.
on 175.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And you've been on quite a bit of them.
Yeah.
So thank you very much
Couple.
for coming with us on this journey. Jeez, what was the first one you were on?
The memories.
stuff.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
memories on Facebook show the picture that where like I'm right in the middle and you guys
Yeah,
are grabbing my
yeah.
bald head. And that was years ago.
That was like
at this
4
point.
years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah,
4 years
crazy.
ago.
Yeah, there's the stuff was the first episode. Mr. Coffee
Time
Doug
flies
was
when
on.
you're having
Yeah,
fun.
jeez, what was that, episode 13?
Something like that. It might have been before that. I don't remember. But it was
You
early
were one of our
double
very
digit.
first guests.
Early
yeah.
double digit. It might have been
Yeah.
8 for all I know. I don't know. 8, somewhere between 8 and 13.
But yeah, you've been with us
Somewhere
this
in
whole
there.
time, man.
It's always been great.
Yeah.
So now we're done sucking each other's dicks here for a second. Couple things we want to announce. One, next weekend, no, not 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks away, we are going to be at CreepyCon, August 23rd to the 25th in Knoxville, Tennessee. So make sure you mark that on your calendars if you haven't already. Shame on you. Come down, check us out, say hi, meet us, greet us. I don't know what else.
Beat us.
Beat us if you want. Tell us how much we suck. I don't care. Just come down, check out the convention.
Yeah, I've kind of looked on their Facebook, and it looks like they're actually hyping up quite a bunch of stuff. Looks like there's like going to be a virtual reality like tour. Like some guy from Australia is coming up, and he's going to have like a virtual reality type of like you put on goggles, and it has like horror themes, and it has like things that kind of shake and move you around.
That's awesome.
It sounds pretty awesome. He's coming all the way from Australia to do
No,
this.
I want to do that. That sounds cool. I want
Yeah.
to check that out myself.
Yeah.
That
Can
sounds
you
great.
just buy a 1-day pass? Or are you guys there all days?
We're
How does
there.
We're there all day. We'll be Friday,
Okay.
Saturday, and Sunday. So
Okay.
buy a weekend pass. Come see us all 3 days.
All right, so you'll be set up. That's
We'll be
awesome.
set up.
We'll be set up. Yeah, I think there was another one with like a zombie picture booth where you can like they do have a makeup artist that makes you look like a zombie and then take some pictures. It looks like a pretty cool thing.
Awesome.
I'm excited for what's shaping up there.
And don't forget the burlesque show.
Yes, and
Burlesque
burlesque.
show.
I haven't
I'm
heard
super
about
excited
this.
about that one.
Yeah.
You're performing, Marshall.
Yes,
I
that's
take
right.
it. Okay.
Yep. I will be performing. I got new titty tassels and new boas, and I'm good. I'm good.
It's classy.
Okay.
It's
Keep it classy.
Yeah.
So what is
classy.
it? No, what's going on with it? What date? What is it?
August 23rd to the 25th.
CreepyCon in
CreepyCon,
Knoxville,
Knoxville,
Oh,
Tennessee.
there is
Tennessee.
a burlesque show
At the con.
I thought you guys were saying you're also going to be
No,
at a burlesque show
No,
somewhere.
it's part of the convention.
Yeah,
I
it's part of the
understand.
convention. It's gonna be like a
Oh,
horror
wow.
themed.
I think it's Saturday
burlesque.
night or something like that. I think.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Anytime like a horror hound or something does that, they're a lot of fun. So yeah,
I'm really, honestly,
Yeah.
really, that's one thing I'm probably looking forward to.
That's
the most.
gonna be awesome.
I didn't know about the VR thing until Aaron just said it,
Yeah.
but that sounds awesome too. But I'm geared.
folks, if you can get there, you're gonna have a great
Um,
friggin' time.
And we'll most likely probably be drunk, so it's
Yeah.
always a good
We'll
time.
be partying.
Other thing I want to mention real quick, if you're new or if you're an old listener, check out our Patreon. Please check it out. We added a couple new tiers to our Patreon page. So
Finally.
finally, Channel the Rock. It's SummerSlam weekend after all. For those who just listened to 174 at Life Force, yes, we recorded two of them on the same day, so it's both SummerSlam weekend on both those episodes. Anyway. Yes, we have some new Patreon tiers you can get involved in. Even guys, if you just want to donate $1, just a simple $1 a month would be awesome for us. If everybody donates $1, it would be great and really help us out and help us afford all of our operating expenses. It'd be awesome. So check out our Patreon and do what you can. That'd be awesome. So let's move on to today's episode. We are doing the famous, infamous Troll 2.
Troll 2.
Everybody's probably in this, especially horror movie fans. Or I'm sure most people have all heard of this movie. It's gone down in history as it's being critically acclaimed as the worst movie ever made. That's for us. I guess we're gonna aside that because we are so official and we're this end all be all when it comes.
We
to...
are horrible horror. We'll be the judge of that, motherfucker.
We'll be the judge of that.
Know.
But we're doing Troll 2 after all this time. We thought that would be, what's a good movie to do on a big milestone episode? What bigger to do than Troll 2? So this movie was released on October 12th of 1990, written by Rosella Drudy and Claudio Fragasso. Husband and wife team wrote it. They're Italian, obviously, and directed by Claudio Fragasso too. He's done a lot of other movies, almost all foreign Italian stuff. A few American movies here and there, but nothing really big that you're ever going to heard of other than
Except for this.
Except for this.
Names a lot too.
He does
Did you
use
notice
different
that?
names. He's another David DiCaprio type guy.
I wonder why. I mean, I kind of get why David DiCaprio kind of did that kind of stuff, but why would someone else do that? I mean, I guess maybe they're doing it in different countries. I'm just so curious.
I don't know. I always if you're doing porn and then you're trying to do legit, I would get that.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. But I don't understand it either because I don't. You can find Troll 2 on Amazon. You can find it on Tubi, Vudu, and iTunes currently, all those platforms. The cast, I'm going to mention a few people, not a whole lot, because there's really nobody you're going to know by name unless you're a diehard Troll 2 fan. Our main kid, Josh, is played by Michael Paul Stevenson. Really the only thing to note about him is that he went on to make and direct the famous documentary Worst Best Movie, which is about...
Worst movie.
What did I say?
Best worst movie.
Yes.
You said worst best movie.
Thank you. Best worst movie, or whatever it's called.
That's why Doug's here.
That's why he's here. About Troll 2. Then we have the dad, Michael, played by George Hardy, DDS. He's got 13 credits to his name, including Ghost Shark 2, Urban Jaws, and a movie that's in post-production right now called Under Control, which is in post-production, and I cannot verify this, but it might be a Troll 2 sequel. Its synopsis reads as follows. During building work in the city of Baden-Baden in 2015, an evil troll who was transformed into stone in the 15th century is accidentally brought back to life. To prevent being unmasked, the troll slips into the body of Vanessa Major and enslaves her. Meanwhile, Vanessa Troll now is looking for Charlie, the virgin boyfriend of Vanessa's daughter. The troll needs his blood to evoke a portal to a magical prison. All he needs now is the Great Book of Spells, which he wants to find with the help of the ominous King of the Lake. Vanessa Troll's plans prove to be successful if it wasn't for the author Dr. Fisher and the curious neighbor Beatrice, who will eventually come after him. That's the synopsis of this movie.
That sounds awful.
It does sound awful, which means I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And in it, George Hardy reprises his role as Michael Waits in this movie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, holy shit, is this like Troll 3? What is happening? Is this like a Troll MCU universe going on now? What is happening?
Did you see there's another movie by that same director with George Hardy, and it's called like Corey's Adventure? Or
No,
something?
I missed that one.
It sounds like they were filmed at the same time, and he also plays Michael Waits, and there's other Waits family members, but none of them are the ones from this. But there's actors in that movie you just said, in this other movie, Corey's Adventure or whatever, playing different characters, like almost like an American Horror Story type thing. So I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're all out of Germany, right? These films.
I don't know. I just saw this and I was like, Under Control with the same character he plays in this movie. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm really interested to see when this comes out to get my hands on that and see what's going on. Anyway, the rest of the people, Holly's played by Connie Young, Grandpa Seth, Robert Ormsby, and the girl who doesn't even have a name. It's just listed as Woods Tail Girl. Is played by Michelle Abrams, who probably went on to have the best career of anybody in this entire cast. She had 15 credits, including Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, where she plays Jennifer, And she was in, I think it was Andy Garcia or was it a Baldwin? I don't know. The half animated, half real life movie Cool World from the 90s.
Oh yeah, Brad Pitt.
And yeah,
Brad Pitt, Kim Basinger.
Yeah, she was in Cool World, and she's also in Parker Lewis Can't Lose and Lewis and Clark, the Superman show. So she, not a great career, but still a better career than probably anybody else in this cast of this movie went on to having.
I love that. I think you just said Lewis and Clark as the adventurers. Did you mean Lois and Clark?
Did I say Lewis? Yeah. Oh, Parker Lewis Can't Lose, and I said Lewis and Clark. Lois and Clark, yes. Adventure Lois.
Parker and Lewis and Clark.
All right, so there's that. Like I said, this is gonna be a watch-along episode. If I didn't say it, it is now. It's a watch-along. So we're three of us. We're gonna sit here. We're gonna watch Troll 2. We're gonna rip on it. We're gonna talk about it. So if you guys want to watch along with us right now, we have it queued up. We are sitting and looking at the MGM Lion logo right now.
We're at the 1 second mark.
At the 1 second mark.
We're paused at the 1 second mark.
Yes, and we got it off Amazon. So here we go. We're gonna press play in 3, 2, 1. Lion roar. Here we go.
All right.
I'm very excited. This will be the third time I watched this week.
And this movie's weird because it drops you right into like
It drops you right in the
because
movie.
when I first saw it, I was like, did the first 10 minutes get cut off? Like it's like it's a weird right opening in your face.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I actually restarted. I made sure I had this wasn't a commercial or something. But yeah, it just starts you right off.
And you got a guy in like a high school Peter Pan costume, basically.
Oh my god!
In a woods with a bunch of midgets and burlap sacks
these
with
trolls
pillows on them.
Look horrible.
They're atrocious.
Atrocious.
But they're midgets in burlap sacks with pillows. They're like fucking tuna from Ice Cream Man. There's just a pillow shoved up underneath their shirt.
Can you say midgets anymore?
I just did, so obviously you can't say midgets. Nothing stopped me from saying it.
Is that the term?
I don't know. And the first thing I know, this is very Princess Bride opening.
Yes.
It's like ripped off the
Yeah.
Princess Bride
Yes.
100% with this opening.
Totally.
Grandpa reading a kid in bed a bedtime story.
This grandpa reminds me of the grandpa from Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yes.
So the whole time I think this guy's going to turn out to be evil, but,
Also-
isn't that creepy? He's creepy.
He is creepy. I know it's like the book he reads the book and it says Davy and the Goblins. But through this entire like storytelling time, he keeps calling him as Peter. It's Peter in the
Yeah.
story. Like,
You're right.
They can't even get that right. All right off the bat, 2 minutes, and you're like, okay, we can't even get this shit right.
I did like the sweet Daryl Strawberry pennant in the background.
Yeah. And you got some sweet Batman posters and Superman posters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now we got the trolls chasing through the woods, looking all horrible.
With the opening credits rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, these.
To an awesome soundtrack. I like it.
I gotta say, the soundtrack's not that bad.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is 100% synthesizer on a
Yeah.
keyboard. 100%. That's all the guy did.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the tracks I looked up is he got super lazy. Apparently, and one of the tracks, music track, it's just the demo track that came on the keyboard. They just sped it up. They didn't even make anything original. Like, oh, that demo track, that sounds good. Let's just speed it up a little bit. That's all it is.
That's so awesome.
And the dude got paid for that.
That's so awesome. Oh god.
All right, so Peter just
Took a
falls,
dive.
takes a dive.
Yeah.
He's unconscious.
Unconscious.
I gotta say, the grandpa is pretty solid. I think he's a decent actor.
Yeah.
He's weird. I like him.
Well, I guess he does he did, honestly, he doesn't have much on IMDb, but he did a bunch of plays. And
He did
stuff.
plays, but this is like the
So,
only thing he
yeah,
did.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. And then this chick shows up and starts
With
giving
the
him.
fakest freckles. Like why? Like her freckles are so gigantic and just like
Blatantly fake.
playing on with like it's
Yeah.
a brush or a pen. Like
Yeah.
why even put those on her?
Was this the girl you said that went on to do a
Yes,
lot of other stuff?
Buffy Vampire and yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I do like that she's feeding him Shamrock Shake.
Yeah,
Yes.
I said, it's like a
That's what
mixture of
it
like
is.
melted ice cream and like Jello or something.
Uh-huh. Aaron, I couldn't place it, but you're right. Shamrock Shake.
It's like chunky Shamrock Shake.
I mean, it
Yeah.
looks disgusting.
It
I
does
mean,
look
hey,
disgusting.
Shamrock Shake is delicious.
I hate this kid so much.
Are you kidding me?
I hate this kid.
I love this kid.
Yeah.
And I never want to hear the name Joshua ever again. Fair, parents, you name your kid Joshua, fine. But everybody, I don't know any Joshuas who go by Joshua. It's just call me Josh. Josh is fine. But you will hear Joshua so much in this fucking movie, I can't stand the name anymore.
Kind of think of it. I don't think I've. You're right. It's like there's not a lot of Joshuas I know. Like people who actually want
Yeah.
to be called Joshua.
Yeah, it's just Josh.
Like I know a lot of people who are like, don't call me Danny, don't call me I'm Daniel or Matthew. I know people say don't call me Matt, call me Matthew, but not a lot of people will say call me Joshua.
Yeah. And now he's bleeding green blood from the top of his head.
Or coming.
What they call chlorophyll green is what the grandpa says. And the pretty woodland is now a troll again.
Marty McFly doesn't like it when you call him chicken.
That is true.
Half man, half plant. What do you think they're gonna do with him, kid? Jesus, they're trolls hunting him down in the woods.
Yeah.
What do you think they're gonna do? Dummy. Now, okay.
Crazy mom just comes
Crazy
in.
mom comes in and she's got fucking crazy
Look.
eyes.
Look at the chair rocking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why would the chair be rocking if Grandpa was never there?
I know. I thought the same thing. Like, okay, it turns out mom comes in. Grandpa doesn't exist. Grandpa's a ghost, but yet the rocking chair is rocking. And there's a sweet Joker.
Yeah, that's pretty,
poster, too.
I
pretty
think
good.
that's Alex Ross from.
It's the Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing joke.
Now
Or
the
killing.
mom, I thought for sure and I still think she looks a lot like her, but I thought, and I was wrong, that she was the mother in 6 Feet Under. If you guys ever watched 6
Yeah,
Feet
yeah,
Under,
no.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, it's a young her, but it's not. But she
I have
has that look.
so much to say about this lady at the end of this when we talk about the documentary. So much I want to talk about this woman for. Hold on. Banish him. But
You must suppress your emotions.
Yeah.
the dialogue, for those of you who haven't seen, the dialogue in this is the most unnatural, oddly scripted and worded dialogue I think I've ever heard. Like, she says something like, oh, Grandpa Seth's been dead for 6 months, and we all are upset, but no one's more upset than me, his daughter. Like, who
Yeah.
says that?
Yep.
Like, we
Yeah.
know it's Grandpa. Yeah, it's like, me, his daughter. And then she's like, you must banish him from your mind.
Banish him from your mind.
It's so awkward and
Yeah,
weird.
you can keep him in your heart, but banish him from your mind.
Also like the old Montreal Expos
Yeah,
helmet right there.
Yeah,
It's almost like it was in a play or written in a book, and then they didn't transfer the dialogue in the book to a screenplay.
Right.
You know what I mean? They just read it right out of the book.
Anybody,
now
does,
we're
any-
introduced
does
to-
any- does anybody else think this is hot?
Yeah, we got the daughter, the teenage daughter, lifting weights in her spandex.
With like all these flashes of everything like
Johnny
late
Depp,
80s.
yeah, Johnny Depp,
Tom
and
Cruise,
Tom Cruise.
Smurf dolls, and she's like pumping weights, and mom's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
there's,
no, Washington's like gives her like, oh,
there's my crazy jock daughter." Whose family is in the
Portrait
background?
That is not. There's a family portrait on the wall. That is not the family that lives in the house.
Look, his shirt is open. Shirt's wide open. right?
Pajamas are open. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in a little bit, they're gonna magically button up.
I love this portrait. That's one of those things like you see on like website, like creepy family portraits. That's exactly what you see on that website. That thing's so
Now look,
weird.
it's buttoned up.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not really. Oh,
Well, it's
top-
buttoned up
He's
quite
like,
a bit.
we are not having sex. This is-
I don't think he has sex with too many women anymore. Anyway.
That mom doesn't seem like she'd be the type who wants to have sex. She's like, I gave you 2 kids, that's it, I'm done. You're not having sex anymore. That's against the Lord's wishes.
Just the way they act, too. He seems so much younger to me than her, like, just by their mannerisms and everything, you know?
Yeah, they do not seem like they'd be, like,
Compatible.
yeah, there's like no chemistry between them at all. It's like almost like it was an arranged marriage from the ye old days, and there's like a year I'm stuck with you, whatever.
Although in that documentary, he talked about going to pick her up every day for set. Like, he just drove his own car and picked her up.
Yeah.
Like,
God, I want to talk about that. She has so much. She is a weird. She's a fucking crazy lady.
Yeah, she's Looney Tunes.
She's fucking.
And it's so
gone.
funny because you can. I feel like
You can see in her eyes.
it in
Her eyes, yeah.
She's Looney Tunes, and there's a few people I know, ex-girlfriends that not necessarily mine, but you know,
Yeah.
just saying.
but some
Maybe some
ex-girlfriends.
ex-girlfriends that are fucking Looney Tunes,
Yeah.
and I would see them like, oh, you got something. Something's broken in your soul. There is something wrong with you. And I see that lady, and I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that on that other bitch.
So Joshua is getting out of bed now, going over to the window with his flashlight. Chicago Cubs, Detroit Pistons. Pick a team, kid.
Hey,
Pick a team.
He's just a fan of baseball, I guess.
But it's all over the place. Like, pick a. He's not even like, they're all in the same region. They're like Detroit, Chicago, New York. And there's the boyfriend.
So weird.
Now we're introduced to the Holly's boyfriend and
her
his
boys.
friend,
His boys. Goblins don't exist.
So he opens the window and there's the boyfriend's face, and he's clearly human, and the kid's like, "Oh my god, I'm scared. I'm hiding on my shirt cover, seeing goblins don't exist."
Mushed up all weird.
It's still clearly human.
Yeah.
So they sneak into Holly's bedroom now.
She's obsessed with fitness. I mean, she's got like a scale and all kinds of like weight. She's bench pressing.
That's like the same weight bench I think we had. My family had.
Totally.
It's like the same one.
He's like, yeah.
Elliot, what kind of idiotic joke is this? You scared the shit out of me.
I'm the victim of a nocturnal rapture.
Yeah, girl.
Release your instincts in the bathroom.
Are you nuts? You trying to turn me into a homo?
I love that.
You need to be too hard.
What does that mean anyway?
Trying to turn me into a homo.
Getting hit in the dick turns you into a homo? I don't understand
It's
that.
80s logic, man.
Yeah.
Everything in the 80s is so
This
anti-gay.
is 90s, right? This
Well, it was
is
filmed in the 80s,
Yeah.
probably.
It was filmed in 89, I believe, but still, that 80s mentality.
Good for nothing, and they spend way too much time with your friends.
Oh, but I swear I never see them.
He's so love the overacting. He's like shaking his head back and forth so much. His hair's flopping everywhere.
Toninos with us, Holly? Don't you want some pizza? Yeah, these are cute. These are cute.
Do you
It's so Three Stooges.
It is.
You know, like
nothing?
oh, this is where Doug honey dicked us.
Yeah.
Take them to bed with you too, and I don't believe in group sex.
Can I tell that
Yeah,
story
of
real
course.
quick? She doesn't believe in group sex. Now, first off, I want to preface it by saying that I thought this girl was like in her 20s filming this role, but she's not. But either way,
not.
it was just the joke of it. So I took a screenshot of her saying I don't like group sex and sent it to Aaron and Marshall saying.
And we've never seen the movie.
No,
we haven't
we
seen the
They
movie
hadn't
yet.
seen it yet. I'm like, this girl doesn't like group sex. Bullshit. And like Aaron was like, oh, I haven't watched it yet. So what I did to him was I said, dude, this girl gets totally naked, orgy scene, like you're gonna love it. And he's like, oh, can't wait, cool, you know. And then a day or two later, Marshall's like, you fucking liar. So the reason I did that, guy, like we're old enough. Back in high school, there really wasn't internet. There wasn't
Yeah.
a way
No,
to.
there wasn't.
So I would do that to my friends if it was some boring Oscar drama.
That's right. I wish I remembered because you've told us this story.
I would say, dudes, this actress gets totally naked in this movie.
We
And
fell for your old
yes.
trick, which you blatantly told us like 4 times already in the past, and I fell for it.
This is not one of your newer tricks.
No, and you fell for it. But if it makes you feel better, I felt like a creeper when I found out she
was
was
like
15 or
14.
16 or something. I was like, no.
Like I walked right underneath Wile E. Coyote's boulder right there. I
Yeah.
just walked right underneath the boulder and fell for it.
That's all right.
I will say she does not look like 15, 16. She does look at least 18, I think, in this movie. She looks older than I guess she actually was when she filmed this.
Man, I've never been to Utah, but it sure is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of Mormons, though.
She's Mormon in real life.
Yeah, if it weren't for them Mormons, Utah would. Sorry, Mormons, if you're listening. I don't know. I doubt any Mormons will listen to this.
No, Mormons are. I'm okay with Mormons. They're fine.
Oh, that's where the mom said, sing this song I really like a lot.
Yeah, and
like,
it's
bitch,
Roll, Roll, Roll Your
everybody
Boat.
knows that song.
Yeah, it's not like some
this
weird,
is-
crazy.
yeah,
It's
that
fucking
you
Roll.
love.
That song
Which
I
makes
like.
me think like she just like what she had like this on record. She just sits there and plays a record here with somebody singing "Roll, Roll Your Boat" on her stereo for hours. Like who does that?
You know what?
song?
That actress probably does in real
She
life.
probably does.
Oh man. But yeah, looks gorgeous.
And you can really tell, like, as you're watching the film,
That's beautiful scene, yeah.
you realize that this Italian director is just throwing in scenes that he thinks are American. Like, when you
Yes.
said Three Stooges earlier, that is a typical, like,
Yeah,
in his
yeah.
mind, what an 80s screwball comedy was. And, like, okay, where did they get a fucking RV
That's
with
a
a
great point.
day's
Yeah,
notice?
so the family goes off, and Holly at this point is giving like her boyfriend, what's his name? I don't remember the character.
Elliot.
Elliot.
Yeah.
Like, often be like, it's me or your boys. And he's like, oh, it's you. And he was supposed to go with them on the trip, but they left before he got there. So now he somehow magically got his hands on an RV, and all of his boys, his 3 friends, are all in his RV, following the family to wherever it is they're going on their trip.
So he can get his dick wet.
Basically.
With you know.
Yeah.
Like that's like some that's some bros right there.
Yeah.
You know, the bros are supportive. Like if Doug was like, "Hey man, we're gonna take a road trip because I really gotta get some," we're gonna. I'd be like, I think you might be on your own, man. Good luck. You know, I mean,
We
you really
wish you
need
the
my
best.
help.
I don't know. I would kind of be like, all right, road trip, let's go. Like, you get it's a story to tell. Something's gonna, I don't know. I can kind of see it.
You know, maybe at that age, you're right.
Yeah,
you
at
know?
that age, yeah.
Now that I'm like 40.
At
no.
40, like, no, but I mean, if we're in our
Yeah, teens,
18s, early 20s, I would totally would be like, yeah, let's fucking go. Like, let's do it.
That's a good point. That's true.
So now we're in the car scene where Josh is like hallucinating, turning into bleeding green and turning into a plant.
Which is pretty awesome.
Rips
Tears open
open
his
his
shirt.
shirt.
He's getting stabbed through like.
I think like bark or roots are supposed to be coming
It's
through him.
pretty intense.
Like that had to be fun to film as a kid. You
As
would
a
assume.
kid, yeah. Don't eat me, Joshua! Joshua! God, I hate Joshua.
That's a pretty intense scene. I kind of like it.
You totally could tell, like, this kid thought he was gonna be like Elliot from E.T. Like, he's gonna be the next big child star. Like, this is my break, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would be a star. I'm committed to this. 100%.
Wouldn't you, if you were 8 years old?
Oh,
and you
100%,
You
yeah.
were the feature. You
Or
were
like
the
Sean from the Monster Squad. Oh, he didn't really
Right.
go into much, but yeah, you'd be like, yeah,
like
100%.
you know, this is like the Macaulay Culkin break.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Yeah.
At first, I couldn't tell where this license plate was from.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Like, I couldn't recognize it
I
either.
was so confused.
I guess it's supposed to be an old Utah
yeah,
plate, but like,
yeah.
that's an odd looking license plate. So at this point, he's like some bum on the road. He thinks it's his grandpa. He sees it as his grandpa, his dead grandpa.
And of course, in all these movies, the character like trying to help back from the dead or whatever can only show up to the child.
Yeah.
You can never
Right.
just go to everybody and be like, "Yo, like shit's about to go down."
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm here for a reason.
He must not like his daughter then. Like, she never appears with his own daughter. Like, hey, honey, I'm here with you. Nope. Fuck you, daughter. I'm
Yeah.
going to your kid instead.
I think Grandpa knows that bitch is crazy.
Look at her eyes. Did you see her eyes in that scene? Jesus.
Well, I'm saying,
Look at those things. She's like, I'm gonna fucking eat you.
Grandpa knows.
Everybody's normal, but those eyes, she's like burning daggers into people.
Grandpa knows that bitch is cray cray. She knows that.
Yeah.
God. So the RV's broken down like a mile away from the road, but yet they somehow know it's.
Gives them
Like,
the
I love
finger.
this show. Like, but you can't even see in there. Like, they don't know who it is, and like she gives him the finger. And like, they can't even see the finger. There's no way.
They could feel it though.
They can
Marshall.
feel
They
the
could
finger
feel
of
that
hate.
finger.
I'm the one in charge, not her. It says you.
Look about the kiss right there.
So it's coming to the town of
Nilbog.
Nilbog.
Nilbog. Yeah, Nilbog. I won't spoil about Nilbog yet. I won't drop the big
Oh,
spoiler
yeah,
on that
yeah.
one.
Pretty creative. I like it.
So funny thing about Nilbog, since this movie became so popular, the designers of Guitar Hero 2.
I was gonna say that for the
Yeah.
documentary, but yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, the designers of Guitar Hero 2.
Harmonix.
Yeah, they were big fans of it, and in one of the selection scenes, one of the high schools is called Nilbog High.
Yep.
Which I thought was pretty awesome.
Which when I saw, like, oh yeah, because I remember when I used to play a ton of those like rock band guitar. Hero.
Yeah.
I always like Nilbog. That's a weird ass fucking name for a high school. Because I remember that loading screen. I was like, whatever, just fucking
Yeah.
weird. And then I saw like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, man.
So all the town folks are just looking at the new,
Yeah,
the outsiders.
They pull in the town, they're like, no one's here. Well, most people are going to bed about this time. It's clearly...
It's like 2:00 in the afternoon.
It's bright and early.
Yeah.
I mean, I get farmers go to bed probably when the sun starts to go down, but it's clearly daytime.
It's middle
like
of the afternoon.
noon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
noon too. So they get to the farmhouse where they're. This is another thing I've never heard of in life ever. Like it's like a
Yeah.
foreign exchange thing. Only it's not foreign exchange. It's like they're exchanging homes. It's
For
like
a
wife
month.
swap. It's like wife swap.
It does exist.
Does
like,
it?
That is weird, but I remember as a little kid hearing about families doing it. It's weird. It's not common, but that exists.
I'd
yes.
never heard of that before this movie ever.
I was wondering if it was like a European thing.
I don't know,
Yeah.
because I knew I met people that have done it with their families, like in
Really?
the military and stuff. So, there's
So
Yeah,
they meet
'cause-
this foreign family, or the foreign family, the farmer family, and they all have like these clover like burns or scars on their
Warts
skin,
or-
something like that.
So the
Looked
kid in
pretty bad.
the kid in the hat, like giving the son giving the glares.
Yeah.
He's the real life.
and his shoulder, he's shoulder that kid. Like,
He's the real life son of the crazy lady in the black dress that's
Yes.
smoking hot.
Yeah.
In real life. And he says all he can remember about being on set is that he had a crush on that older sister the whole time.
don't blame him. Don't blame him. Connie Young is a good looking girl.
No, his sister.
Oh, his older sister? I thought
in the
that
movie.
older- I thought-
No, he had a crush on his older sister
Oh,
from the movie, which
okay.
was weird. But they're out. Yeah.
He throws a baseball to
It's
him.
not even big. It's a giant softball.
Softball?
Eat before we eat you.
It's like,
Fuck you.
I know. It's like, fuck you, kid. Like, he's like
Just doesn't care. Just tosses it aside.
ready to scrap.
Nothing ominous or creepy there. Just get rid of that.
I'll show you, kid. I ain't shit.
I'm hungry. There's probably left something behind it.
I'm hungry.
Oh, can I get one of those beers,
Yeah.
my friends?
You're welcome to anything in
This
there.
guy that's been sitting here right next to you.
Actually, I want. Yeah, well, there's that one. I want the. This is exciting entertainment
Yeah.
right now. I'm talking about beer. I want one of those other ones that Mr. Coffee Duck Jones brought. There we go. Oh.
Now, see, so none of them see Grandpa Seth knocking on the door except this little shithead
Yeah.
kid.
And all the food in this movie is like just covered in like green icing.
You know what it reminds me of? Do you know those cookies at wherever you buy them in
Like
the
the mall
plastic
cookie?
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that they have like the 4th of July colors.
Yes.
Yes.
That one bite of one is delicious, but after that, it's too sweet. You can't.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
as a kid, your kid could eat like
super
3 of
processed. Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's exactly what now were those apples?
Yeah.
Those were apples.
Now that doesn't fit the
That
narrative.
does not fit at all.
Because they could have eaten the shit out of those apples.
They could be injected with
An apple a
Nilbog
day.
goof.
The apples from the evil queen from Snow White. The
Yeah.
poison apple.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. They could be poisoned apples. But yeah, the food is just so ridiculous. Like at the same time, if I came to a country home, and
Okay,
they have,
I'm sorry. We got. Okay, so
When
the
Grandpa
grandpa
snaps.
freezes time, snaps his face. Who puts icing on corn? Who puts green icing and eats it like it's normal? Like, oh, this is totally
I didn't
normal.
notice that. I didn't notice that before.
But there's green icing on corn on the cob. Anyway, Grandpa snaps. It's like basically pulls a Thanos here.
Yeah.
Snaps his fingers. Time's frozen.
freezes time.
They
And
are
tells
doing
the kid,
good. They're-
Tells the kid he has to stop them from eating. And the kid's like, I don't know what to do.
And he's-
How am I gonna do
He's
that?
got 30 seconds. He's taking his
He's milking that 30 seconds.
Look
Dad's-
how good these actors are doing, though. They're not moving.
I will give him credit for that. They
Yeah.
can freeze with
Like
the best
that's
of them.
fucking like you barely see it, but that's pretty fucking good, dude.
Yeah, they're
That
not
ain't easy.
blinking. But at the same time, like, how hard is it be to? They're frozen. Go around and take the food out of their hands. That's all you gotta do. But no, he comes up with the craziest idea ever to do this. What?
I have to.
Hey, if I'm a little kid, why not? It's a great idea.
I have to do it. Like
I must do
I
it.
can't just take all the food off the table right now and throw it away.
So you're telling
But what's
me,
he gonna do? He pulls out his dick and he pees on the food.
So that means he had to like hit their faces.
Yes, he peed on his family's faces. That's the only way that would have
Golden
happened.
shower. Oh, here's famous scene
Yeah,
coming
here's
up
the
right
famous
here.
scene, the belt scene.
Not a little shit. He's just very sensitive.
No, he's a little
Yeah,
shit.
that's a little shit move.
Do you see this writing? Do you know what it means?
I like how he has to stop and look back at the camera each time he says something.
Hospitality.
Hospitality.
Weird.
Joshua.
And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it.
What you do to me, Daddy?
Tighten my belt by one loop so I don't feel hunger pangs. Sister Mother will have to do like Joshua, you want to get rough with me? You want to show me that you don't like the choice of this house for vacation by going on a hunger strike? Well, I'll accept the challenge. But just remember, when I was your age, I really did suffer from hunger. We'll see if we can do this. But just remember.
Just remember.
I was not seeing that when he throws him on the bed and starts taking his belt. I'm like, oh shit, where's this going? It's about to get real dark, real fast.
I know.
Like, what is about?
He throws
Now-
him on the bed and grabs his belt, and then I'm thinking,
Oh, is he about to rape his son?
I
Or
was
is he
like-
gonna beat him with the belt?
a
Like,
few
what's-
thoughts went through my thought.
Yeah.
One was he's gonna pull off his belt and start beating the shit out of his
Yeah.
kid. I'm like, oh, that's horrible. Two, the other one he was like, is he gonna piss on his kid? He's like, I'll show you for pissing on the food. I'll piss on you.
Dude, the first time I watched this was like 10 years ago, and when he said the hunger pain thing, oh, I died laughing.
Did anybody
I was
just
like,
notice the ape take off his head and
Yes,
fly
yes.
away with
Yeah.
flames shooting out of his ass?
Are they drinking Mountain Dew?
Yeah, Mountain Dew.
Wow, that's incredible.
And I think Marlboro cigarettes on there, I think.
Because you know none of those were sponsors in this. So.
No.
Absolutely not.
No. Mountain Dew and cigarettes, the 80s teenager.
Which I wonder, are you allowed to use stuff like that in movies without getting their approval these days?
Technically, probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
why in so much things you have generic brands where the labels are always turned
Or
away.
they're
Okay.
altered. They're
Yeah.
altered in some way. Like I
Yeah.
remember we watched a horror movie not too long ago where they
Mountain Dew is Hill Dew or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Or
Mountain Rain.
Mountain
Now
Something
this
that.
right here, this girl is
This
just
girl.
randomly running through the
Yeah.
woods. Now don't get me wrong, you're gonna see if she's okay, but watch how he just like a gazelle chases her and tackles her to the ground. You would never
She's
do
so
that.
far away.
Yeah,
So far
You
away.
would never do that.
and he's already winded with a side stitch.
He's a smoker.
He's a smoker.
And I will say for this actor,
But now he's like right there.
He's like a fucking panther.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Close that gap.
Boom.
Bam!
Gotcha.
Tackle.
Oh,
Fucking Ray Lewis, this girl. And then just lays on her, like head on her titties.
she start grabbing his
Yes.
face like.
And he doesn't play like in his mind. He's not a nerd. He's like if you
He's a
listen to his
stud.
lines, he's a stud.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not.
He's like 5'5".
He's the nerd who thinks he's a stud. He's the unself-aware nerd.
Okay.
And here's our midget burlap trolls.
There are no trolls in this movie.
There are no trolls. They're goblins. Yes.
They're goblins.
Troll 2, no trolls in the movie.
True story.
The girl's cute. I'll give her that.
Yeah, that's why he pounced on her like a fucking panther. Sex panther. Wow, wow.
Or as like Doug the Gazelle, like a lion pounce on the gazelle, getting that dinner.
Dwarfs, not midgets, Marshall.
Yeah,
dwarfs.
dwarves. And he's approaching these guys. They all have makeshift spears. I mean,
But also, he's approaching these guys like this is normal. Like these are normal
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
They're
Like-
fucking freak mutant
like
things.
I'm gonna
and he's
handle
like-
this. I'm gonna
And
handle this like a
remember,
pro.
what did he want them to remember?
They almost look like the. Oh god, I'm gonna lose some nerd cred here for my Star Wars fan. I'm gonna lose some nerd cred. But they kind of look like the pig creatures from Star Wars that you see on Cloud City.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know
some
what
with
those
the
are
U.
called.
And I think it starts with U, like the.
I'm actually-
Ugthort. I don't know.
I'm actually glad you don't know that.
I used to. I
I'm
did.
glad you
I
don't
used
know
to.
that.
But the things you see on Cloud City that are just like taking C-3PO apart,
Yeah.
they kind of look like
Yes,
that.
They do. Yeah.
I could see that.
Well,
Except for that guy in that one. That's the one with the giant, skinny head and the giant bug eyes.
You-
Is hold on. And this is another thing. They clearly show Porterville Ward Meeting House, but it was supposed to be like Morgan, Utah. Like if you're gonna be in Morgan, Utah, don't show a church that clearly has the name of another city on it.
And it's Neilbog, baby.
Yeah,
They're in
Neilbog. That's what, it's filmed in Morgan. It's supposed to be Neilbog, but it's Porterville now. It's like you could have put a fake sign that says Neilbog Church or something on it. Like it's. Come
I
on.
love these weird shots he does too. The director's like really like angular shots, like
Yeah.
bizarre.
So now they go to this what's supposed to be an old abandoned church, and it's basically a druid's magic circle. It's overgrown.
One-stop shop druid.
Do
Yeah.
we ever find out who this girl is?
No.
Like, if she's not a member of the town, what's she doing there?
You
Good
And-
really-
point.
that's like-
That's
this
a
is the-
really good point.
Oh, you mean the woods girl he's helping out?
Yes.
Yeah, you never hear her backstory, ever. But now we're introduced like the witch, druid, person.
And man, does she...
What do they call her? Credence something?
Credence? Yeah, I wrote it. It's like a long...
She
She's
might
going to
say
say it.
it.
She says it all the time.
She overacts to the fucking hilt.
It's a 3-name name. Clearance,
Yeah.
I'm going to have something.
Creedence
something.
Clearwater Revival.
Yeah, basically. CCR. Oh, here you go.
Here we go. What is it?
I am Credence Leonor
Credence
Leonor
Leonor
Gillude.
All right. Are those real glasses?
I think they are, but then they put like a weird piece of plastic across the top. Because that top part, I don't think it's real.
Yeah. It's really weird looking.
Yeah. Kind of retro. I like her acting. I'm a fan. For this movie, it fits perfectly.
There is no hospital in Nilbog. We are used to curing.
Need a beer, Doug?
I'm okay right now, buddy.
Oh, we're going to cure you with this bubbling cauldron of mystery.
This
shit.
actress in real life, too, is a very huge fan of camp films, at being very campy, tongue-in-cheek. She produces commercials very much like how she's acting right now. Like even today.
Well, I bet she was fucking happy as pig and shit for this one.
Yeah. Yep.
Of all of the vegetal properties of the earth. Drink of it.
Did she say all the vegetative properties?
Of the earth.
Of the
yeah.
earth. Yep. So she feeds her this mystery.
I like how they're just like, sounds legit.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
All right, let's
No,
do it.
I know.
I'll
the
drink this bubbling cauldron.
Yeah, who would drink that? And immediately, yeah, you get what you deserve here, girl. It's your own fault for drinking that shit.
You've had monsters chasing you. You got this witch with like bubbling cauldrons in there.
Who always do a drink from the baldry cauldron.
So unsettling.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll drink that. No problem.
I kind of love this dude. He just like, so what's going on with her? What's her problem? And she takes it all the way upstairs.
Yeah, not out the front door to get up. She goes up the stairs to the balcony to be more dramatic.
Running upstairs instead of out the door.
I gotta make a grand scene. I gotta get up where everybody can see me. And she's like, drink it, man.
your
Nerd.
Don't worry about her. Drink up.
Shut up, nerd. Just drink it.
I can't move. Why?
Too much for me.
Shut up, nerd.
Well, he can't drink it now. He can't move.
So how are they getting that green stuff to come off like that? Like, what do you think that is? Just capsules up there?
Yeah,
Because
it's like you might have a tube like running up the
tubes going
back.
to the back, like really
Yeah.
small tubes that's hidden in her hair.
There must be a logical reason for all this.
Did you hear? There must be a
Nerd.
logical reason.
Yeah,
like
I
love
that's
how he's
her
breaking
talk.
it down.
Yeah. Like I said, it's right out of a book. They just don't transfer it to
No.
screenplay the
So
way they
the
should.
girl is, I guess, supposed to be melting or something into this green, viscous goo.
Oh, she's all slippery when wet. Look out.
She's becoming one with the vegetable world, as
Yes.
CCR says.
I don't know what kind of vegetables they eat in Nilbog, but
No.
damn, that does not look very appetizing.
Like green jello, yeah. And now she's like sinking into, I don't know.
Like,
it's
does she
weird.
go through
She's
the
like,
floor?
Yeah, it looks like she's sinking into the floor.
I think she's supposed to be melting, but they just have a really shitty practical
Yeah,
effect.
and here come the Oompa Loompa trolls. Like, they might as well just sing Oompa, 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 as they run down that hallway.
It's weird they pack their stomachs with like pillows.
Yeah, that's
To make them look fatter or
That's
bigger.
Right. Yeah, I said it because
It's
like,
really strange. Oh, here's the
Here it
line.
is.
And then they're going to eat me. Oh my god.
I love the fly on his head.
I never noticed the fly on his head, honestly.
He can't move.
Yeah.
He's got a fly on his head.
That's the worst.
I heard that he had to do that like several
I remember those
times.
tapes. I used to make mixtapes on those old.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is great.
Here's her dance.
Oh, the Holly dance.
Oh, dude, this is so weird.
God, you guys need to see this dance.
This is American, according to this
Yeah.
director.
Because
This
he
is
knows
what-
American.
This is what American girls do, and they're like, I don't think many girls. No, I know. American
I know.
girls
I'm
do.
Italian. I know Americans.
It's like a weird audition tape
Yeah.
for something. I don't know, like an
Then
old.
she stops.
It just
Yeah,
sounds like
she's
this
like,
I'm
sucks,
done with
I'm
that.
done.
That lasted a whole 20 seconds.
Tomorrow morning will be your final judgment. Either me or your
And she's just talking to herself in the mirror.
the beautiful Holly Waite or your lovely little boys. Make a choice, Elliot.
This is so strange.
It's weird.
It's so unnatural.
It is, but no else is strange. I mean, it bothers me this entire movie. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck her shirt means. She's wearing a Garfield shirt with a Garfield with like ram horn, just
Well,
says Aries on it. And then
Aries.
it's like March 23rd.
It's,
and
you know,
August.
it's like
sign,
the
yeah.
sign. You know, it's like your astrological sign.
Oh, is that what it's
Yeah.
supposed to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that from the 80s. It was like, you know, they had different Garfield shirts for your signs.
Never
Oh,
saw
they did?
those.
Yeah. Like a
Like,
Virgo
now it makes
one.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, why does Garfield have ram horns? And what is this? Okay, now I get it. All right.
He's
See, it
most-
wasn't me this time. Grandpa's real.
Well, so Grandpa can be seen by other people. We
But it
just
was a mistake. He's
So-
like, oops, wrong room.
But-
it's like he dialed the wrong number on the phone. Wrong mirror, guys.
Wrong
Sorry,
number
wrong mirror.
altogether.
But
Sorry.
we just established he can communicate with
Yeah.
other members of the family.
Yes.
But he chooses the
Not to.
youngest, most ridiculous
the
character.
most, also the least credible of the family
Exactly,
too.
yeah.
Like, how do I want to make sure people listen to me? I'm gonna go to the kid.
I'm gonna go to the
least
child,
not the
yeah.
father, not my own daughter. I'm gonna go to the crazy kid. Man, he loves that unbuttoning his shirt. He,
He
loves
loves
showing that
deep,
chest.
deep V's, baby.
Now you guys are missing his awesome acting talents right here. Are you still smoking dope?
I'm not sleeping here. I'll sleep here. You would really
I love Grandpa.
Sure. Why not? I'm not afraid.
You're a pussy.
Now go to sleep.
I love how happy Dad looks. He's just
The
so
whole
jolly.
time, yeah.
You know, just got a big grin on his face, like, oh, my perfect family.
Mirror, mirror on the
Oh,
wall.
this is great because when they show Grandpa, he's got a T-shirt. He's supposed to be like a disembodied head,
Yeah.
just like a floating head. But you can see he's wearing a black T-shirt and like his neck and the sides.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
I managed to keep them from eating.
It's like they just wrapped a black sheet around him. or
Yeah,
something. It's
yeah.
like,
This is an evil place. It is
I am the all-powerful Oz.
Why don't you tell my mommy and daddy these things?
My
Yeah.
mommy and the kid's like 12, so mommy and daddy. Why don't you tell my mom and dad? Like mommy
Yeah, he
and
just
daddy.
said they won't listen to me, but obviously they can.
Yeah, it's
You just contradicted yourself there, Grandpa Seth.
again trying to pick apart the logic of this movie would be endless and just an exercise in futility.
Yeah.
Grandpa, only you can do something. Only you.
Yeah, Grandpa, get off your
Only
ass.
you.
There's no milk. There's no coffee.
You say milk?
You just say milk.
Didn't anyone remember to bring some ice? We left in too much of a hurry.
I love
Oh,
Who is this?
look at how fun they are together.
Is that supposed to be a dude or a girl?
It's a dude.
Because like we got two dudes laying
Yeah.
naked in bed together, basically.
If anything's gonna turn him into a homo,
It's
it's
that.
not the kicking the ball.
Yeah, he's at that point he's already a homo.
No, I know
Yeah,
that
he's
wasn't a
already done it.
PC thing to say, but it's a funny joke. Come on now. I'm playing to the movie. Oh, let's go for a jog.
Yep.
Here we
With
go.
my backpack, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go for a jog through the woods after I do my stretching, and off we go.
Is breakfast ready, dear?
Jeez, there's nothing.
Man, he does love those deep V's. He's got the buttons on button there too.
That's a lot of milk.
Love showing off the top of that chest.
Nyborg milk, all chunky and gross.
It must be a week old.
Did it say? You know, because you just said. Did you say Nilborg or Nyborg? Or,
I don't know.
Neobog.
No, because they're in some of these. There's mistakes. They didn't spell it Nilbog. They spelled it
With an
R.
R, yeah.
Yeah, or
That's
something like that.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Enough to eat a horse.
I wonder if you can.
Fasting for 2 days.
Fasting for 2 days. I love how the family completely ignores that.
Yeah.
It's like, what, you haven't eaten for 2 days? Whatever. Bitch, that's anorexia.
Yeah. You'll be
And they
fine.
do not, they're like, don't care. That's fine. You can be anorexic. Oh, they completely skate over that.
So here's Yellow Shirt jogging on the highway with the sheriff coming up behind him now.
How far away are these guys from town?
That's what I made me thought. I was like, where did they park this RV? Like, where are they?
Well, and for it to be broken down, I guess that's the thing. It's broken down. Is
Is
that
it
still a
supposed to be
thing?
broken down?
At one point it was, but remember when we see it broken down, they're way back on the highway outside of town than when the family's minivan goes by. But now they're like in the woods, like I don't know where they're at. Where
And
they're
I don't know,
supposed to be.
what their plan is. I wouldn't have just went to sleep. I'd be like, dude, we got to hike into town and
Yeah,
figure out what we can do
be
to
like-
fix this fucking thing.
Exactly. It's, and at the same time, it's like, are they broken down or they just park outside of town?
Well, at this point, it makes it seem like they're just parked outside town, but they were clearly broken down
Yeah.
when the minivan goes by. We're like, oh, there's Holly's family. Hey, because they're trying to flag them down to get help because they're broken down. But now there's like, oh, we're fine. We're just parked here.
You hungry? Well, a little bit, yeah.
That's a weird looking sheriff.
This is so weird looking.
Sheriff's got, I mean, I gotta say,
Yeah, here's a donut with some green icing on it.
it's like a hamburger
It's,
bun.
it's
Yeah.
a bun, green icing, another bun. It's an ice cream burger, I guess, sandwich.
Thanks, Sheriff. This is good. I'm sure you won't.
It seems disgusting.
It
It,
does
seems
seem
so disgusting.
absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, all the extras in this movie, they are some unique looking people.
So, do the humans in this town turn into the goblins, or are the goblins a separate species than the humans, than the queen?
That's a good point. Here's where
I
I
can't
took
remember. Is
from
there
it.
a scene where it does?
My take is that everybody in this town is a goblin in disguise. That
Okay.
they change shape, with the druid one being like, she's the only one who I think is human, but is like the queen of like the goblins or something like that.
So all of these turn into the short goblins. All these people.
That's my take of the way that
Yeah.
yes, that they're all goblins in disguise. They're like Transformers.
Right, that's what the weird like clover like
Yeah.
markings are.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
is-
They're goblins in
Yeah.
disguise.
I wonder if you can find any of those Nilbog like
Oh, I'm sure.
stickers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
at horror,
Oh, people
like
have
horror
yeah.
conventions.
Yeah.
know.
With the level of cult
Reprint
following
and
this thing,
everything,
people have
yeah.
made them.
You guys should look when you're at the
Oh, here comes
Creepy Con.
this guy is fantastic. I remember when I was watching this when
This,
it came out,
this
I was
look-
like, this guy looks great.
To me, he looked like he reminded me of Ernest Borgnine from Devil's Reign.
Kinda, yeah.
And he just said Devil's
Weird
Reign.
that you said devils while he did.
Yeah. Ha!
Are you crazy, boy?
Because I am. Legitimately, I have my certificate right here.
Special milk. High in vitamin content. Here is free.
And all horror movies usually have this old guy that runs the store, and he does it perfectly.
I also love the fact that the guy, the yellow shirt human guy, is sweating green.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even care.
Yeah.
He's, like, he's not like, dude, why am I sweating green
No,
right
it's
now?
only on his brow. He may not see it, you know, so fair enough.
Again,
You're telling me this fucker is sweating that much he's not once going to wipe his head?
there were apples on the fucking counter,
Right.
and he did. Dude, I would eat apples like crazy
Yeah.
if I was starving.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
not good. He's got sweat all over his shirt. He's got the sweat V coming down his chest, which is not green, but he's sweating green from his head, and he doesn't know he's sweating green. So anyway, all the townsfolk are just staring at him as he leaves the general store, which is, yeah, creepy enough.
Yeah, they definitely ominous.
Yeah? Your friend has a message for you. Who? Arnold? Yeah, that
Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
That guy, Arnold.
old Turk. Okay.
Yeah, they're all giving him the fucking death stare.
Only about a mile away.
So now we're back at Druid, who is watering green water into a potter where the other nerd friend is now growing into a plant.
It's not bad effects. Honestly, the the legs going into the pot. It's not a bad look. That makeup job isn't too bad. It looks pretty good. For obviously low budget.
Yeah.
I don't think it looks too bad.
You will become strong and beautiful.
So she's turning him into a plant now. Is he gonna have kind of like be one of those trees from Wizard of Oz that can kind of like talk and move and throw apples at each other?
Or the background in Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh yeah, good.
Angel
Better.
food cake with icing on it.
So much green
This
icing.
lady is basically Poison Ivy from Batman.
Yeah.
I want everything to be plants. I want to turn people into plants because plants are the best.
Well, and what you brought up a second ago when you talked about the makeup, I don't know if you looked at who was in charge of the makeup for this. Was it anybody? I don't know if it was anybody from another movie. The costume. Oh, that's awesome. Which, did you guys see where the director said that they loved that they put a mouthpiece on him because
he
the
kept
kid
talking.
kept whining?
Yeah,
and
he's
whining
In the
about-
documentary, he's like, I hurt on my legs are falling, so I
He's-
can't stand anymore. And the guy's like, director's basically like, shut up, just shove a gag on him so I don't have to listen to him
He was
complain.
standing there for 14 hours.
Yeah, he said 14 hours. He had to stand
Yeah,
there.
I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, the director's a fucking asshole, man.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna gag you so I don't have to listen to you talk anymore.
There's no
Even though
way.
you're losing all feeling in your legs.
Do you guys remember those books that looks like that?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember seeing those in libraries all the time
I
as a
remember
little kid.
Garfield books were like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Far
yeah.
Side, Garfield, yeah.
Mhm. Just like long
Vegetable cookbook.
books. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
He
Here's the
figures
big
it out.
spoiler. Here's
Here's
the big twist.
reveal. You thought Neobog was weird.
Why did he go to that mirror? Oh, to talk to Grandpa.
Neil Borg. It still says Neil Borg.
Keep saying Neil Borg. Neil Bog.
Whatever. Sorry. Neil
It's
Borg.
not Gorblins. Groblins.
But he says, okay, Neil Bog.
Like how Dad just passes
Yeah,
out.
instantly.
Instantly
Instantly.
out cold. Boy, this book is boring.
Well, to his defense, it is a vegetable cookbook. Yeah, I'd be better too. But also, first of all, he'd be faster just running.
Yeah,
He's trying to
it's
use that skateboard.
Sloppiest skateboarder.
But when he looks in the rearview mirror, Nyborg isn't reversed. It still says Nyborg. It's not.
It's
Nilbog.
Nilbog. You cannot fucking say that name to save your life.
You can't.
God damn it. It's
Nilbog.
pretty hilarious.
not
Nilbog.
Nilbog.
Yeah.
Goblin.
Nilbog.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No.
When you listen to this and edit it, you tell me
You're
that's
gonna
what
be
you
like,
just
"Oh, shit."
said. It's
I
awesome.
was saying
Mark.
Nyborg.
Aw, isn't he so cute, Aaron?
See, look, he
We love
wipes
you,
his
buddy.
hand away from the green sweat, and he's like, okay.
Well, now he notices it. There's a fly always following this lady around. There's always a fly around this
Yeah,
lady.
no shit.
Good morning.
Why did you break into my house?
Yeah. Well, I guess that's cool. I guess that's how you do it here.
Crazy eyes.
Appetizing, provocative. I thought you might enjoy one of my ancient recipes.
Ancient recipes. That sounds horrible.
It's
Yeah.
cheesecake with icing on it.
One of my ancient recipes. Who would want an ancient recipe?
It is funny, these two crazy people in the scene together, you
Who
know?
can out crazy the.
I wish the guy that
I love
ran
the anarchy sign in the background right there.
another Batman
Somebody
character.
just screamed.
I didn't notice that. Yeah, some rebel kid in Utah is like, yeah, anarchy.
I wish the girl who played the mom had a couple scenes with the guy who runs the hardware store.
Oh.
That would've been
Yeah.
awesome.
That's too much crazy.
We gotta have a crazy off.
So here's Joshua. Instead of going for help to get mom, he went to like some
He just
abandoned warehouse.
Leaves
Some
his
ground.
sleeping dad.
Yeah,
Leave
like-
dad asleep on the sidewalk, basically, to go into like an old warehouse.
Like, what a horrible kid. Like, you're in a new town. No one's around. Everything's a little weird. Dad falls asleep. Instead of, sticking around, Dad, like, hey, he's going to freak out if I'm gone. He's going to be like, nope, I'm skateboarding my ass on out of here.
And now he found this like hidden church in the middle of like a sermon or something. So he goes upstairs to spy on him.
What kind of building is this? It's like so dilapidated and broken down.
I don't know if it's supposed to be like an old garage or where.
Well, another thing that's weird about it. Okay, so it looks like where, let's say, teenagers would hang out on a Friday night. You know what I mean? To go drink and stuff. But in this town, that shouldn't be possible. They're all part of a cult. They're all goblins together.
Right.
You're not having teen goblins sneaking away to go drink beers.
And it's not like you have to go hide in. You can do
That's
it.
another thing. Like this, if everybody here is a goblin, there's no reason for them to be hiding him like a secret church service hidden away. They should be doing it where the fuck they want to. It's their town.
Right.
Unless are they insinuating that there's other families that are real, but
that doesn't make any sense.
Well, there was the girl in the woods, though. The girl that ran away. Where did she come from?
She could have been a tourist like everybody else, or somebody passing by. Like,
but because the whole town when they come in, it's like staring them down.
And later, that scene at the house, like the stand, like it's the entire town. Like we're all gone. We're all this.
Who does this guy remind you of? He reminds me of like a Michael Landon, like
it's somebody from the 80s.
Queen. Like the guy in Queen. I don't know. He's got a weird look to him.
The preacher?
Yeah.
It's where they're talking about the
At this point, I don't know why I keep thinking werewolf for some reason to me.
Yeah,
this would be like a werewolf guy.
No, you're right. Yeah, I agree.
With a beautiful feather permed hair.
He's got a look to him.
I do love how he's like, hamburgers, ew, hot dogs,
the Church of Vegetables.
Oh. This guy. Oh, man.
Does he need a better look? So the kid knocks the skateboard down into the group, and oh shit, I love this.
That did startle the shit out of me when I was like, whoa.
Fucking palms his face like a basketball. It looks so awesome. Oh, it's like the Iron Claw.
Yeah, it is. It gives the Iron Claw. So Holly comes up to the RV, which she finds easy. How does she know it's there?
We just saw the one kid jog his ass off in the
Miles.
town, and she just strolls on up.
But at the same time, how does she know it's there?
And then
nobody from the RV
just punches him in the face.
Nobody from the RV has interacted with this family yet to say, "Oh, hey, by the way, here's our RV. We're over here." She doesn't know where it is.
But if they haven't moved, she did drive by him earlier.
Yeah, she did drive by him, so she didn't know where they were.
Every time she sees this guy, she beats the shit out of him.
And she fucking mollywopped him there. I mean, just almost knocked him. Like, one, knocked him down. Two, he's on the ground, like kicking and screaming.
Oh, there you go.
See?
They all Marshall. Yeah, they all turn into goblins here. Well, I guess
kind
that's
of
how you
sees
see
them
it.
They just go
goblins,
back and forth. There's like, we're goblins for humans. We're goblins for humans.
Yeah. God,
that mask is the worst of all of them.
The licking to the. Oh, it's just such a bizarre scene. Dude, Dad's kind of a badass.
Yeah, man, he awesome, man. He was running.
He's a fit fuck. Yeah, just
by force.
Yeah, we're that would creep me out more than anything else. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? We're just giving him some ice cream. I'm like, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Look at them. They all have a mold the shape of a clover leaf. And Bill's walking goblins spelled backwards. I'm telling you, Daddy, they're monsters.
Daddy.
Mr. Miss Presence, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I think.
You're supposed to be at my house.
We had car trouble.
Lurch.
We had car trouble.
Wouldn't the dad be a little like, all right, yeah, there's something fucked up going on here. I'm gonna listen to my son, and we're gonna get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah. Of course you would. That's the biggest thing with me with these.
He also looks like he should be singing like fucking like Barry Manilow music or something.
Yeah, he's got a weird look to him that's very
He's like a
familiar.
Barry Manilow werewolf.
But he kind of looks like a badass too. He's got a big scar.
Yeah.
We need time for some things to happen.
What does that mean?
Wait for some things to happen. The most generic, uninformative, bland statement ever.
Not we're going to kill them or tear them to pieces.
We need time for
things
something to happen.
That's great. Yeah, what I was going to say earlier, with these horror movies, it's always so annoying that all the signs are there that something's fucked up and parents never believe it. The adults never, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's every horror movie ever with stuff like this.
Yeah.
I love how they always kind of like pit, like, either choose me or your boys. It's either me or your buddies.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, you should try to make peace and be like, hey, you know, I can have friends. I can have you too. But here he's like, all right, later, boys.
He's abused. He's in an abusive relationship. She's punched him in the nuts and then in like a face, and she's like,
Yeah.
And he still like wants to be like, dude, that's like that's battered mentality right there, man.
Yeah.
You're a victim.
You're gonna leave me here alone? Yes.
You idiot. Yes, I am.
Like, what kind of friend is that? He's like, you got to choose between me or your friends. That should be a big fucking signal that this is not a good matchup for you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like, you're leaving me for her? He's like, yup.
Yep.
Later, asshole. It's like, wow, you are a horrible friend.
Well, yellow shirts enter the old church now, and we see Nerd in the flower pot holding a mug, just standing there covered in
And
ivy.
you saying that, it's just interesting. This is a different yellow shirt.
It is a different yellow shirt.
Yeah, because he ruined it during filming, and they made him go buy his
They
own.
lost it. They lost it.
Yeah, they didn't. The filmmakers didn't even supply him with a new shirt. It's like, okay, we'll get you covered. Like, they made him go buy his own shirt for this.
Now, this would freak the fuck out of you in real life. Like, you
Oh,
see
yeah.
this, like, there's like, oh my god, there's no coming back from this. It is kind of cool.
Yeah, I
do
mean,
kinda like it.
I agree. I don't think the effects are that bad. You know, of him, like, transforming into a tree or a plant or whatever he's supposed to be.
He's
becoming.
Groot.
He's becoming Groot.
becoming
yes.
Groot.
E.M. Groot.
What's the character's name? Scott?
I don't know who these guys are. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yellow shirt, Nerd, and other guy, and Elliot.
Arnold. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, the effects on the legs, the breaking of the flesh, turning into, like, bark and roots, it looks pretty good.
His face looks kind of more like a chimpanzee, though. It's very chimp looking.
Oh, this just seems like it would hurt like hell.
Yeah.
Ugh. Get it off.
Yeah,
Pull it
you-
off like a scab. Get it.
Rips the bark off his face.
Ugh.
Spits up green blood. Which is weird because he's got
I love how cool he is about it.
I've had a
Yeah.
rough
Get me out of
day.
here.
a rough day.
Yeah. I really need to lie down.
Yeah.
I've been standing for 14 hours.
Drag me out quick! I'll try.
He rolls his eyes.
Yeah.
Did you see
I
this?
mean,
Like, oh,
yeah.
come on.
If you broke it off of your mouth like that, you could easily break it off of your legs. Like, just chip away a little bit there. Weirdos.
It depends on how much of his legs are plant now.
Yeah, I
you know?
guess so. Oh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
That doesn't look good, buddy.
What's wrong? Why did you stop? I don't feel so good. You gotta do it, man. Grab hold of the
Suck it up, bitch.
In comes CCR.
I like how she's now CCR.
Bitch slaps him across the room onto the bed.
It's pretty impressive.
Never seen again. Never seen again.
Oh, this character isn't?
No. 'Cause I was
Oh.
watching like, what happens to him? What's happened to him? Like, if I remember, that guy who just got bitch slapped across from under the bed, yellow shirt, is never seen again.
That is weird.
He's just eternally on her bed.
Oh, God, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now CCR pulls out a fucking chainsaw to gut nerd plant boy.
The look on her face. Which that does look like a real chain.
Yeah.
With the chainsaw going.
Oh yeah, that's real.
It's not going there.
Yeah.
It would tickle.
It's so badly dubbed right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So badly dubbed.
Because of the noise, the
Yeah.
sound editing.
But I hate this because he's getting ripped apart with a chainsaw,
And he is
he's
giggling.
laughing. He's giggling. I mean, he's still human enough to talk and to feel pain, but yet a chainsaw tickles him. Like, that angered me. I'm like, he should be screaming in agony.
Old boy's right there, Marshall.
Fuck. All right,
How drunk were you during this movie the first time, Marshall?
all right.
You
I'm
made it so
sorry.
dramatic. Never to be seen again. He's right there.
To my defense, he's in the background blurred out, but and it's focused on a blender, which was, I guess, supposed to be the blended remains of nerd guy.
Nerdlinger, yeah.
But still, okay. After that, I don't think you've seen it again.
What's going on here?
So now the family's like invaded their home, basically.
Yeah, the townspeople have basically descended upon the home and are having a fucking hoedown.
Yeah, it's like a Jubilee Thanksgiving
Hootenanny,
feast or
yeah.
something. Hootenanny.
I mean, there's music, they got guitars, they're singing, someone's playing the piano.
No, this reminds me of the shit from was it 2000 Maniacs, where they had that festival and they're singing
Yes.
like, yeah, the South will
Yes.
rise again.
Yes, like,
and they're all
you
eating.
gotta have some of the food at
Yeah.
the festival. It's a festival. Yeah, that was a crazy movie.
Yeah, and this is what this reminds me of.
Yeah,
the
and-
festival.
Mom just adopts Elliot into the family. Oh,
Yeah.
you're part of the family now.
I wrote that down. That line, like, oh, Elliot, part of the family, like out of nowhere.
Everyone's skipping around and dancing. God, it's so
With
strange.
the green icing food and yeah.
Like, who
eat up.
who does any
Yeah.
of this? Like, we're in St. Louis. I mean, and we've got some southern areas around here, but this is beyond.
Yeah. He does have that werewolf look, Marshall. You're right, the main guy.
Yeah, the preacher dude.
Joshua, I've had a
Joshua.
I'm sick of this. I want you to go to your room immediately.
All right, Dad.
Dude, just pee on the food
He
again.
doesn't have
Work
enough
the-
piss for all this
I
food.
guess, yeah, I need to go drink some water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really convenient to have some sort of way to get a hold of Grandpa instead of just like running to a mirror. Some
Also,
sort of pager.
I guess it's the same thing like when he said like, you know, as I said at the beginning, like when the mom was talking about the funeral, like me, his daughter, it's like he could Grandpa Seth, like just Grandpa. Like when I was a kid, I didn't call my grandpa Grandpa Carl or Grandma Hayes. It was just Grandma and Grandpa. Like I didn't. It was just weird again. It's just another idea of this weird writing and dialogue.
Oh shit!
I love this scene.
Forgot about this.
So instead of Grandpa, the CCR appears in the mirror, comes launching through the mirror, mid-launch turns into a goblin and tackles the kid.
Aren't
The
these people,
crazy guy looks so bored, like, I'm here.
now, these people are supposed to be eating.
Yeah.
They have plates of food, and there's just this group of Southerners around them singing and clapping along for them to, like, eat. But they're just, like, frozen. Like, do we wait to the end of the song? Oh, shit. I forgot. Grandpa comes out with an axe.
Yeah, Grandpa
Yeah.
shows with an axe, cuts off CCR's hand, who goes back through the mirror, which fixes itself, and then back into her church with a severed arm.
Which, if Grandpa could just hop out of the fucking mirror the whole time
Yeah.
and save the day with
Where
an
the
axe.
fuck did he get the axe from?
Yeah, come on, man.
Spirit
Well,
world.
Hey.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
got a
bad,
shit-eating
boy.
grin. Like, I'm a badass grandpa.
He looks like a guy who would be a mall Santa.
Uh-huh.
He looks like a mall Santa.
Yeah. Oh,
And then he holds up a fucking Molotov cocktail like, we're gonna get him with this.
Grandpa is fucking gorilla style gonna take down this
Like
town.
Punisher Grandpa, man.
Cutting up trolls' arms with axes. He's got a Molotov cocktail.
We gotta talk about CCR here. So in her church, there's like these magic rocks that are supposed to be from Stonehenge, apparently. And there's light coming between these two rocks. And she sticks her severed stump arm in there. And the light heals her arm and regrows her hand.
Gives her a manicure, too.
And a manicure,
yeah,
yes, and a manicure.
Great looking nails.
I do like her makeup and the way she looks creepy as shit. I like it. It's so cheesy.
But those nails do not fit her. She should have black nails, not bright red prom nails.
Like, her lips get worse, then they get better, then they get worse
Her
again.
lips look like they've been chapped for like months. Like she's been in the Arctic and her lips just about to peel off.
This is when she sexifies herself, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, but, dude, I was so hoping for a Molotov cocktail explosion. I so wanted to see that.
He's like, you throw the Molotov, kid. I'll take the fire extinguisher and cause some confusion.
Yeah.
Like, really? A kid throwing a Molotov cocktail isn't going to cause enough confusion? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Confusion.
But no, the fire extinguisher will be the one really confusing
Joshua,
thing.
where'd you get the fucking Molotov cocktail? You little psycho. Oh, man. Grandpa's fucking gangster. Ugh.
Now, at this point, they would have had to have taken
Yeah.
a bite, right?
Like, so
I mean,
much
one
time has-
bite.
Yeah.
So much time has
like a
passed.
I guess I'll take a bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got all the time in the world.
Some fuel on the fire.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Werewolf preacher.
Be able to stop us. That's for you, old man.
Oh, so he sees him.
Yeah, he sees him. He tells him to go to hell.
Go back to the shadows or something. So I guess he knows. Why did that scare Grandpa?
It sure
He's
did.
seen these fucking things the whole
He
time.
says, go back to hell. So was Grandpa in hell?
Yeah. Well, I think they do kind of establish that later that he wasn't or something.
Yeah,
But why did he say that?
and he zaps Grandpa. And this guy, the preacher guy, he seems to be pretty powerful, obviously.
Yeah.
If he's able to, one, see, ghost Grandpa and fuck him up. So is I wish we could have seen some interaction between him and CCR.
I love that. And then the
Yeah.
grandpa does like his force powers.
His lightning bolt.
It causes the Molotov to explode and sets the preacher dude on fire. And then grandpa just disappears.
He's like, I'm gonna leave you holding the bag on this one,
yeah, he's
Joshua.
like, I'm out of here.
I'm out.
Grandpa is framing this kid for everything.
And there, again, how did he know that the fire extinguisher was right there?
Runs
Which
up.
they address-
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
But uh-oh, now things are starting to come together because now they put out the flaming preacher and now he's a goblin.
Oh, wow.
Now he's a goblin.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Huh?
fuck?
What?
Sorry, I'm banging beers everywhere.
Banging deers over there?
Banging
Do you
beers.
need another beer, Marshall?
I do need another beer.
Oh, look at your buddy. He's got you.
What do you
I
want?
get it.
Shandy?
Yeah, summer shandy. Leinenkugel summer shandy. Delicious. Now it's your turn. Says the weird ass sheriff.
Yeah, they're literally surrounded.
The Pillsbury. Oh, I know. I hate this so much. Pillsbury Doe sheriff. The entire town has his family surrounded, saying, "Now we're gonna kill you," but they just stand there and let him go away.
They just death stare him.
Yeah, like
We're gonna get you. We're gonna kill you with the daggers in our eyes.
They could easily overpower these guys, kill them, eat them, end a movie, done. Nobody, but they let them walk away.
They're just staring him down.
Well, isn't it something I agree, but they want it right here for sure. But the whole movie, the reason they didn't kill him right away is because they need him to eat that
They need
stuff
him to
first
eat the
because
stuff.
it makes them taste better.
Yeah.
So,
that's right. They turn him into plant stuff.
but you are
But
right.
still-
For this scene, they know they're not going to get him to eat. It's
Yeah.
time to just kill him
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
and season them to
that
taste.
point makes sense up until now, but now it's like we just have to kill you.
Like, the jig is up.
Yeah.
You know, they know we're goblins.
We
We
have to kill.
Yeah.
We can eat somebody else, but we gotta kill these people. But they just let them
And
go.
if you're going to run anywhere, why run? Their car is right there. Why wouldn't they just run to the car and drive on out of there?
I don't know. Why is anything in this movie anything at all? I mean, come on. We're talking about Troll 2.
Why is water wet?
Yeah.
Why is the sky blue? Just things we don't know.
Now, I love how now the story's going to start centering around this kid who has absolutely no purpose in the movie
None.
and is no danger to the goblins, but she had better take care of him.
Yes, that's another great point. Yeah, he is an absolute non-factor, but yet it becomes all about him. Friend number, the unnamed friend. We had nerd, yellow shirt, now we just have the other guy.
Now, guys, who does she turn into here? I'll tell you my pick. As soon as she turns around, who it reminded me of. Does anybody have a thought?
Ooh. I don't.
You want me to just say it?
Yeah.
Well, we'll wait till she shows up.
I like the out of focus shot here.
And I think you'll
Like a
agree
bubble
with me.
bursting.
I immediately thought of dark-haired Stevie Nicks, 1979.
Ooh, I can see it.
From Fleetwood Mac? Oh, I think that looks
Okay.
just like Stevie Nicks.
That's a pretty deep cut there, Doug.
Yeah.
But yeah, she gets all sexified now.
There's something.
Can I ask you this? I'm just curious, because it was the makeup and all that. Is this the same girl?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, okay.
In fact-
I really wasn't sure if it was they got different actors to play
No,
this
when
one.
they cast her, the director didn't want her because she looked too pretty. They didn't think they'd make her look like creepy
Too
enough.
ugly enough,
but I
yeah.
think they did. She chose that outfit herself. Actually, they
Yeah, I
tasked her
remember
with
that, yeah.
finding that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
it was like her
this.
grandma, and a lot of the jewelry stuff was like her family heirlooms and stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy eyes.
She is.
Eat these sandwiches or we'll be forced to kill you violently.
Oh, well, I'm sorry that I'm ruining your
Yeah.
fucking night.
Sorry. We had to inconvenience you with our deaths. They look scared, crazy into the camera.
Oh.
There's another line coming.
What is
from-
Elliot gonna do?
Yeah, there's a line that Josh has coming up here that again, it just
This movie
No.
is fantastic.
this coming up. It's another one of those like me, his daughter type lines that just drives me nuts. This is it right here.
No, I remember what it is.
Who says that?
You're a genius, big sister.
You're a genius, Boomer. You're a genius, Hollier. Hey, you're even sis. I give it.
Yeah.
Who says big sister? It's so like what? All right, so we're back in the RV with random dude.
Now, one thing this is where I'll give you, like, they didn't explain enough. I would love to know the thought process on how this scene came together.
Yeah,
Right? This
Like,
is
from
such-
beginning to end, who came up with this idea and that idea? It's insane.
Yeah.
This is such a weird scene.
Like whoever you would instantly think like whoever wrote this was on some kind of drug when
Yeah.
they wrote this
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
So she's sauntering up to a camera with a piece of corn, trying to be sexy.
She is awesome. She's real. 3D TV, baby.
Now, wasn't this written by the director's wife?
Both of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's got a
Technically
writing
both of them,
credit,
but I
yeah.
think she gets most of the credit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure we'll talk about that, I'm sure, afterwards. We'll talk more about that.
It's that weird synthesizer saxophone sound.
Yeah.
God, it's
This
so
is
weird.
like B-level porn music going on right now,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Again, no need to come take care of this kid. He had no part in the
No,
movie at
he's
all.
literally watching TV, just waiting.
Now, I will say they make her look very hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's sultry in this scene. Like I'm like, oh, all right, here we go.
So here's another thing. I understand Elliot left, but Arnie has been gone for a day. For over a day. Yellow Shirt's been gone the entire day. Wouldn't he be a little more concerned about his friends?
Yes.
I mean, I get Elliot left with, the family.
Yeah.
But
the
wouldn't he
other
be like,
two, yeah.
where the fuck are the other two guys? Where are
Just
they?
so oblivious.
But nope, doesn't give a shit. He's just been watching
I'm gonna
TV.
lay here in the RV, watch TV.
Yeah.
And now
In my post-coital, semi-erotic bliss I had with Elliot.
I do gotta
Because I think
say,
he's the one that was laying in bed with him naked.
he was the
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
Yeah. As hot as she looks here, I am like disappointed in myself that the screenshot I chose was of the 15-year-old, not the 35-year-old. Sorry, guys, I wasn't that far in the movie
But
yet.
she made a comment about group sex.
That's what got me laughing about it.
She's seducing him now in the RV. And keep in mind, she has an ear of corn with her.
Mm-hmm.
An ear of corn.
Now, is she trying to turn him into food? Maybe that's the whole purpose for being here, because this could be
What
food.
happens to this guy after this leaves me with a lot of questions that don't, to this day, I still can't figure it out. And it's just like Yellow Shirt that's still laying on the bed. We never see what happens to him.
And I'm kind of okay with the corn only because of vegetable. Again, the apples piss me off because those are not woohoo. Look at that.
But it's not meat. It's still a
guess so.
vegetarian diet.
I guess that's true.
So she pulls her corn out of her belt like a fucking sword and offers it to him in a weird way.
And she's still dancing as if the music's playing, but it is not.
Yeah, the music is
Little
not playing.
Shoulder shuffle there.
Now, let me ask you guys this. Real life, you're in college or whatever, in your 20s, and you go to some girl's apartment. She acts like this and pulls out corn and wants you to eat it like this with her. Do you do it?
Yes.
Marshall. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
No hesitation. Yes.
Not even asking any questions.
Okay, so they put it in between them. They're eating it like
In between.
together. It's like it's the My Lady and the Tramp moment, just with corn.
But the
instead of
popcorn
spaghetti,
starts
and
going
then
up.
popcorn starts erupting out of nowhere.
I love it.
They're getting bombarded with like gallons of popcorn as we're like having a three-way with an ear of corn.
Now, do you think if you watch this at the screenings in the theaters and stuff when it plays, do people throw popcorn
I'm
at that
sure
time?
they do because
yeah.
they say all the time this has become like a Rocky Horror Picture event, and you know what? Those things they people go out and they
I did the Rocky Horror thing once.
guarantee they probably throw popcorn during the
Sure.
screenings of
Yeah,
this.
the Rocky Horror one is pretty fun. It's a little niche.
I need to try it sometime. I've never
I
been.
don't. I'll admit it. I hate that fucking movie.
I like it.
I don't get the craze that movie has. That people dress. I mean, everybody has their own thing. I get it, but I don't get it. I'm not a fan of Rocky Horror.
Now again, they're standing out there with guns. They could charge in
Yeah.
at any minute and kill these fuckers.
They have a fucking shotgun and they're just standing there waiting.
You think they got enough candles? I don't think they have enough.
Not enough.
I don't think they have
There's
enough
like
candles.
30 candles on this table. And most seances have like one.
Look at all those candles. Jesus.
Look at all the wax on the
I
table
know.
too. Jesus. Like, how did the wax get over here? There's not even a candle anywhere near it.
Ruined this table.
It ain't their table.
Same lightning effect.
And all the candles go out. Wind in the house.
Crazy eyes looking crazy. I mean, fucking crazy. Doesn't this seem kind of like dark arts, satanic, whatever you want to call it, to summon Grandpa?
Yeah.
Did she say Dad or Seth?
Dad. She said
Oh,
dad.
okay, good.
Yes.
I'm
Only got 10 minutes.
I'm on a tight schedule.
Only got 10 minutes here. Speed it up.
I got shit to do.
My Uber's going to be here in 10 minutes. I got to go. Let's go.
Give the goblins their power. Concentrate, Josh.
I got a poke with Marilyn Monroe and James Dean. I got to go.
Shit's awesome in hell.
Again, why is Grandpa in hell? What shit was he up to in life?
Right?
Although if he's giving a kid a Molotov cocktail and an axe,
That's true.
it kind of says something about this grandpa.
I know. Now let's get this party started. Oh,
So Troll just popped up in the middle of this
I
seance
thought
now.
I thought Josh turned into the troll. I thought Josh, because Josh just disappears and the troll pops up.
That
I thought,
messed me up too.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought he was. I didn't get it.
yeah.
So now all the trolls are invading the house. One just jumps on Dad. Dad trips him off.
So I find it interesting that
Goblins. I'm sorry, not trolls.
I don't understand why, when they're in human form, they're probably more powerful.
Yes!
They're taller.
Stronger.
They're stronger.
Yeah.
They have guns.
But they only
instead,
choose to. Okay, first of all, where was that one coming from? Was he like doing those ninja moves where he's bracing the
just bracing himself against the walls.
all with his legs and arms above him, and just dive bombs Dad as he runs up the stairs?
They're bigger, stronger, taller. They have guns, and
But they do nothing with it.
They convert
Yeah.
themselves in these shorter, fatter, weaker with sticks, with pointy sticks.
Yeah.
They're
it's like-
basically Ewoks at this
Yeah.
point. They're Ewok army. There was sticks and stones.
With
Maybe
sharper
they could
teeth.
only hold the form for so long, but we don't know that because
Yeah.
they never explain
So
that
Josh
shit.
wakes up in the church, CCR's church now. I'd like to see the Goblins versus Ewoks. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, we've already seen the Ewoks basically
They
conquer.
take out the Empire.
The
So,
Empire,
so
so-
the Ewoks would be no match for them. Yeah.
the trolls would be no match for the Ewoks.
That's what I meant. Yeah, Thank you.
Excuse me.
So okay, let's watch. See, if I'm wrong, I will admit I'm wrong. But I swear, after that shot with the blender, that's the last time you see Yellow
You're
Shirt.
probably right.
So like, you never see what happens to him, unless he pops up here. But I don't
do
think
we
he
even
does.
see what happens to the kid in the RV?
No, there's one. There's one more
There's
shot
one,
of him.
like-
One,
like-
but that's it. But as far as we know, he's alive.
Okay.
Like,
As
he's-
far as you know, he's fine.
he says, "Oh, no more popcorn," and that's it. You never see him again either.
So maybe she just really wanted to get laid.
Yeah, maybe she just wanted that dick.
Yeah.
She
I mean,
threw
can
one
you-
on the bed and
can
attacked
you-
the other one in the
Can you
RV.
blame her? I mean, look, the way she looks, and then she gets
Yeah,
all
and-
sexified. Like, I just need some dick.
Yeah, and especially like you saw the quality of people she's got in
Yeah,
that
and she's
town.
got goblins
Yeah.
running around. Like,
Look
I
at,
should
look
get
at the
a
girl's
fucking
face
goblin.
right here.
But this is weird because this is a grown human-sized goblin. All the other ones are like midgets, dwarfs, but that one was like 5'11".
I love the stairwell, how it moves around all over the place. Like,
See, look, and he's just like, I gotta go take a piss. The family's screaming in the hallway. Goblins are coming out of one room. They're all
One
screaming,
goblin
and
just
then
leaves.
and then in the background, the one that just attacked
Goblin
him,
just
He's like,
leaves.
he just goes into a door like he's gotta take a piss. He's like, I'll be back, guys. To carry on without
I
me.
never noticed that. That's great.
You didn't notice that before?
No.
I noticed that right away. I was like, holy shit.
That's
he just
hilarious.
ducks out.
Oh.
It's like he couldn't get off screen fast enough before they yelled action or something like that.
Now, hold on. Did maybe Yellow Shirt turn into a goblin?
No, because none of them do. They all just get eaten. None of them have turned
That's
into
true.
goblins.
Yeah. That's they be food. Yeah.
And he's not on the bed anymore.
Yeah. I gotta say, this child actor gets his ass kicked quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know, for a child actor, he gets like iron clawed. He gets thrown around.
Choke. And here comes Grandpa.
Does he punch his head around? Watch this.
Yep.
Yeah,
It
he
almost
sure
he
did.
punches.
It's like that's a Jason Voorhees move.
Yeah,
Punching
he
someone so hard
punches
their
his head like
spins around.
and his grandpa smiles like,
shitty-
Or
yeah.
it's Looney Tunes. Just like when Elmer Fudd shoots Daffy Duck and his bill spins around
Yes,
his head.
yes,
And
yes,
that's
yes.
what happens.
And then
here.
grandpa's looking like a badass, looks at his kid like, yeah, you saw me break that fuck's neck.
I understand. And now?
Here it is.
Oh yeah, he just said only use this in extreme
Yeah,
circumstances.
I love
or
that. Here's
whatever.
this backpack. You can only take the contents out when you really need it. Like, really?
Okay.
Like, I kind of need it now. Like,
Kind
what?
of makes me think of Spaceballs. I don't know. Open it when you only eat it when you're hungry.
And then they spend like next 15 minutes touching a rock. Like, it's really the last 15 minutes of this movie or so just comes out to people touching a
Yeah,
rock.
is this
That's
gonna-
the end game here is touch a
And
rock.
It seemed like, is this gonna work? I hope so. It's like, okay, man, you're telling me to touch a rock.
Yeah.
If this is your grand plan,
Touch a, not just touch,
and you're-
but believe.
and you're not
you have to believe.
sure it's gonna work, You got to give me more than I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
We'll try it. We got nothing else to go on. Touch the rock.
Now, did they ever show how Joshua ended up in the church?
No, he just woke up
He,
there.
no, but he disappeared. A troll
okay.
appeared, and then
They switched places with him
Yeah.
somehow. Okay.
you know the whole town is basically converted to trolls.
There's that horrible mask. That
They're
one.
cornering him. Can't they get out the door? Or there's windows behind him. Go, yeah, it's gonna hurt. Smash out the window and drive away.
I know they have sticks and the pointy sticks, but why aren't you just like fucking running back style? Just like charge through them.
Yeah.
Just run over them.
You're probably gonna get poked.
You might get poked. This might hurt. You might get stabbed, but Jesus, just bowl over them.
Please, let's talk.
They do the flying V in this red, just bowl over them and out the door.
Oh, here's
See, here
the-
you go. Yeah, back to the guy covered in popcorn. Spit some popcorn out.
No more. No more popcorn.
Never seen again. Never seen again.
I gotta say, he was covered in popcorn.
Yeah,
It was in his ear. It was all over the
It was
place.
basically like the equivalent of a kid being like in a ball
So
pit.
she's back in the RV though. And
Yeah,
And
and
she's
she's
ugly.
back
screaming.
to the witch.
So she gets laid and she reverts back to ugly.
No, I think it's because they were touching her rock.
Oh.
They got their rocks off.
Yeah.
Hey.
Poof.
Boom.
Gone.
Poof, they're gone.
Well, movie over.
Moving over.
Joshua's alone right
Joshua.
Let's go.
I'm dead inside, but
How
okay.
does he know where Joshua
Exactly.
is?
Something has happened now, Joshua.
Joshua.
I'm leaving.
No, Grandpa, not now.
Not now, you asshole.
I have to do this once again.
Once again.
Remember, it's only the power of goodness that can defeat the goblins.
Now I have to return to hell.
Yes. Where's in the hell part? Like, why is he in hell?
Well, Doug did clarify are you
He
in
asked
hell,
him at
Grandpa?
one
And he
point,
goes,
he
no,
said,
I'm not in hell. It's like, well, wouldn't you tell your grandson that you're not in hell? Yeah, she picks him up by his,
By the-
this child actor's getting his ass kicked.
Picks him up by the neck like she's gonna choke slam him. Throws him into a goblin. Ugh. And I know we're about to get to it, but goddamn, can we just talk about the ultimate weapon in this movie?
Oh, let's wait for it. Let's wait
The
for it.
ultimate weapon that destroys all evil.
Let's wait for it. Because it's great.
Again, why aren't they just killing this kid?
And they just
Yeah.
let him go and kind of gather around him.
And that looked like somehow like an 80s music video, the way she
Yeah.
just popped up on this.
She looks like she belongs in like a haunted house.
yeah.
Like she'd be a great.
She's like the greeter at the haunted house. She's like, welcome,
Yes,
everybody.
yes.
Here's the backstory of the haunted house when
Yeah.
the evil doctor experiment. Yeah, she's,
Now don't touch them, and they won't touch you.
yeah.
Exits are on your left.
Here's some shamrock shake for you.
I don't know.
Oh, here we go. Here we
No
go.
idea what's in the bag. He's
No.
just gonna take a
Just
chance.
take it out.
I know she's supposed to be ugly again, still kind of hanging.
Double-decker bologna sandwich.
There it is. Oh my God!
A double
Shaking their
decker
hands.
bologna sandwich.
Don't eat. Oh my God! Don't eat it. Don't eat it. That looks so gross.
It
It's
does look
really
gross.
gross.
I think at that point it just turned me into a plant and eat me instead of eating that double decker bologna sandwich.
Oh,
So he's
no.
chopping this, and she is losing her mind as he's chopping it. And
And
the
they're-
goblins are fleeing in terror as he ate a bologna sandwich. He goes back to put his hands on the wall, throws the sandwich at the goblins, who are frozen like it's like a crucifix of vampires or something like that. And he just stands there holding it.
I wish to God when he threw it, it exploded.
a bologna grenade.
Put your hands.
Hands on. Thank God, at least she said what? Because I'm like, okay, here we go.
Only the power of goodness can kill the monsters.
And they're
And
still
bologna
frozen. Like, they
sandwiches.
can't get past the bologna sandwich. Like, it's sort
So-
of a magical barrier.
I know the witch lady's CCR is supposed to be uglified and everything. Does anybody else think she's still kind of hot?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Except for the mouth herpes, but
Yeah.
other than that,
Good crossing her eyes. She's hamming it up so well.
I
it
love
is
it.
like
They-
the
they-
weirdest ending. Like,
And then just this fake, the super fake lightning strikes that they keep showing are the
Yeah.
worst. Again, this ending also reminded me of Devil's Reign. Just like this
Yeah,
endless
they're all,
chaos of people melting.
Like,
That's
in
kinda
Devil's
what
Reign,
they're
everyone's
doing.
melting. Yes, eyes are exploding.
They're puking up green blood from like every facial orifice that's possible.
and this is all because the family's touching the rock
And
thinking
concentrating.
good thoughts.
yeah, basically touching a rock and
thinking good thoughts.
It's like it's Peter Pan. Like, think
And,
happy
man,
thoughts and you can
the
fly. Like what?
Family just sweaty as hell. As soon as they touch the rock, they're just sweating all over. God, she looks.
But she's killing it. She is committed.
She is really committed to looking great. She looks crazy, guys. Yeah.
So steam fills up, and all of a sudden now it's all silent and quiet. And the family just returns home. Cut to the family.
Done.
Just
Done.
Done. Just
No.
back to their house.
And
You see-
Elliot doesn't care about his friends at all. I
Yeah.
don't know where they're at.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened to them.
Eh.
Well, Popcorn Dude just chilling in the RV, I guess.
I'll come with you. Joshua and I will wait for you at home.
Joshua, we'll wait for you at home.
After all that,
After
the
all
dad's
this-
got to go to the office.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta go to the
What?
office.
Like, I think you take a day off after that, Dad.
All this traumatic.
Look at this.
Oh,
Look at this.
More
Oh my God, I forgot. Oh, she's so glad to find a fucking apple. They
Yeah.
were all over the goddamn town, idiot.
They haven't eaten for days.
Yeah.
They haven't eaten for days. Don't you think they'd stop at like a restaurant or something?
Get some food, get some
You know,
meat.
because she's like,
Especially as meat just saved their lives. Let's go
Right.
get a burger.
I'd become like keto all the way. It's like nothing but meat diet. You know? Like,
So Josh goes up to his room. Mom eats the apple and says she's going to go take a shower.
fucking movie.
A's, Reds, Mets, Cubs. I'm sorry, it's back all over the place. Pick a team, kid.
He
Pick
just
a team.
can't get over this.
Expos.
It's like the director went to a local carnival and grabbed a bunch of those flags.
Those
like
pennants,
you could
yeah.
win them
Those little
playing the
pennants.
game.
Look,
Yeah.
a skateboard's back.
Oh,
The
yeah, I thought
skateboard
that
is
too.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
where did you get the skateboard back
I
from?
noticed that last time.
I didn't know that the first time.
Thank you, Grandpa. I hope you're okay up there.
Well, thank me.
Down there.
Take this Molotov cocktail and
Yeah.
just go.
In
go
your
cause some
honor.
shit, kid. Go cause some confusion.
Yeah. That'd be a great. It's like, hey, you go cause some confusion, and I'll sneak in the other door. All of a sudden, whoopoo! You're like, what the fuck is that? You said create confusion.
Grandpa told me to.
Like you're trying to do a surprise party.
Yeah.
Hey, go create a little confusion. I'll surprise Grandma. Okay. Whoopoo! Firebomb.
Twins, Yankees. Cubs.
Get over it. It looked like those little mini caps.
Yeah, they
Like
were.
little like you get them at like
You
Baskin
get,
Robbins.
you get like
and
a
stuff.
scoop of ice cream in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't remember Baskin Robbins, that used to be an ice cream parlor back in the 80s.
think
31 flavors.
Hey, it's still
think
in
it's still
Dunkin'
around.
Donuts.
Is it still
It's
around?
in Dunkin'
Oh, it's in
Donuts.
Oh, is
Dunkin'
it
now?
really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's another one besides Baskin Robbins I can't remember the name of. That was an ice cream parlor in the 80s. I can't remember the name of it though. That one went way. That one went where the dodo.
Man, was it the one that was in the mall?
I don't think so. Baseball comes rolling down the stairs.
Gotta say the kids
Oh,
got good
I'm sorry,
hands.
Softball. It's a softball again.
Kids got good hands though.
Yummy.
My
Mom is so good. Mommy! Runs into the shower. Opens the shower door and finds it covered in green shit. Just green stuff all over the place. God, you're like 12 years. Stop saying mommy. It's the mom.
I love that he pauses and like still yells "mom." Is he 12? Because he looks real little.
Yeah,
I know. That 8 to 12 year, he looks, we'll say 10 then. He runs back downstairs, and what's he find on the counter? Dun, dun, dun! An apple with green
He
goo
is
on
so
it.
sweaty.
So sweaty. They're eating my
So
mom.
the trolls have somehow reappeared
Yep.
and are now
Eating her green liquefied corpse that still has tits, by the way.
Still has tits.
Now, no other character did that when
No.
they tried, but
No.
this one has a full body, like nude woman
Yeah.
Jello mold.
It's just an upper torso. There's no head. It's a severed like neck stump with tits and a stomach. No arms, no legs, and they're just
No
eating
head,
all
yeah.
this green goo off of her.
it's like shoving the goop kind of in their
Some
mouth.
fingers.
There's
you
some
know.
fingers, loose fingers sitting there. They look up at them. Green blood all over their face. Offers to have something. Would you like to eat some of your mom, kid?
Would you want some, Joshua?
He screams, zooming on his face, freeze frame, blackout. There's Troll 2.
Amazing.
All right, we stopped it.
Repause it.
Are there any after credit scenes? I don't know.
No.
No.
Are there?
I know
I
there's
didn't
not.
watch
No,
them.
no.
All right, so with that said, like we normally would go into favorite kills and all that stuff, but
Don't act like you didn't love it. Favorite kill.
do you want to do a favorite kill here?
Is there a favorite kill or a
I don't
favorite
really
death?
know because like you don't really see, like I said, two of the guys you never even see what happened to them. They're there and then you never see them again.
I think my favorite death is probably going to be the woodland girl running through the woods and melting into the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the whole scene with the nerd going, there's got to be a logical explanation for this. And I can't move. What's happening to her? And then, of course, that prefaces the "Oh my God" scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's probably
yeah,
my favorite.
I would probably agree with you on that because that's really kind of the only death. Even Nerd Boy who turns into a tree, you never actually see him fully. He gets shredded up by a chainsaw while laughing. But yeah, I'm guessing it's gonna have to be the random wood girl who melts.
Well, there's the guy who catches on fire too.
Oh yeah.
Preacher guy,
I guess
yeah.
there weren't a whole lot of
There's
them.
really not.
They
There's
don't-
not.
Yeah, they cut away.
Did
from
you have
it.
one, Doug?
Yeah, that's Well, that covered it.
All right,
Yeah.
so there we go. We'll take Woodland Girl. All right, moving on to the odds and ends here.
Just when you thought it was over, here comes the odds and ends.
Now,
There's a lot.
there's a lot here to unpack. First of all, ratings. IMDb gives it a 2.9 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes is a mixed bag because
The film gained notoriety. Yeah.
it originally had a 0. It was part of the 0% club on Rotten Tomatoes, but then over the few years it's up to a 6% now because of the cult fan following. But in my heart, it's still a 0% because that's the original score that the critics gave it before the fan craze, before this oh, I like it ironically type thing is what it basically has become. And it has a 44% audience score. Amazon gives it a 3.8 out of 5. Plot keywords. There were 202 plot keywords on here.
Jesus.
I wrote down, I think, 5 of them. All very fitting. Bad acting.
Mm-hmm.
Incoherence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumbness.
Dumbness.
Imbecility. Which I'm not even sure if it's a word, but imbecility.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
And idiocracy are all plot keywords for this movie.
I could see that.
Now, trivia. There was a boatload, but just a shit ton of trivia on this. I'm not going to write them all down because we're going to talk about. I'll read some of them, but a lot of these we also you found from the documentary.
Best worst movie.
Yeah. Some things I found, apparently the entire cast went to a casting call for this, but they were just in hopes of being extras, but ended up getting cast as leading roles.
That I didn't know.
That fits.
That does fit. One of the things that gets talked about a lot is that the director and his wife, Claudio Fragasso and Rosella, only spoke Italian at this time, and they wrote this screenplay in very poor English. And on a set, the actors would suggest, like, hey, can we add these lines to make it sound more natural and make dialogue sound better? But Claudio's like, nope, you have to do it as written, the way I wrote it. And that's
so
what,
crazy.
which is why I think you have some of these the lines like, me, my, his daughter. It's very Resident Evil.
Yeah.
You, the master of unlocking.
Right.
I hope this is not Chris's blood. Like that tone, that adjective
Right.
came from that.
Descriptive talking.
Yeah.
Which-
We talked about this. The entire score was composed by Carlo Maria Cardio on a Korg M1 synthesizer. Like I said, one stuff was nothing but a speed up demo track was one of the sound pieces.
That's hilarious.
The costume designer, this was interesting. Laura Gemser is an Indonesian-born actress who is most famous for her multiple reprisals of the Emmanuel character in the promiscuous journalist and star character in a number of Italian skin flicks, the Emmanuel series.
Do you remember those?
Yes.
I remember those.
Yes, they were
Those
always
on,
like a Showtime. Or like
yes.
Cinemax, all the time.
Cinemax, yeah.
From the 70s to the 80s. So she was, the costume designer was Emmanuel from that
Emmanuel
series.
in space.
Yeah, Emmanuel in time,
Yeah.
Emmanuel, yeah. Let's see, according to cast members, the dance Connie Young does in front of the mirror, which the fans have called the Holly Waits dance, was ad-libbed. Apparently, she had some cheerleading experience, which makes sense because a lot of those are
It
very,
looks like a
very
cheerleader. I love how she like comes
the
up.
Birdman look, like the mask with the Birdman.
fingers.
That's what she starts it with. Like, yeah, that's really weird. Originally, the film was titled Goblin, but the distributors in the U.S. felt the film would not succeed on its own as a standalone project, so they insisted that it be renamed Troll 2, despite not having anything to do with the first movie. And the very limited success of the original Troll movie. The American VHS cover of the movie features artwork consisting of a little boy with what appears to be a troll, or more almost like a werewolf-looking troll, being chased down a dark corridor. The boy is holding a troll doll being chased down a dark corridor by a werewolf-like thing brandishing an axe. Neither the boy or the werewolf creature appear in the film, and neither do trolls. They're all goblins. The actors were given only parts of the script on a scene-by-scene basis, so rarely did they ever have any kind of context as to what was supposed to be happening at all in this movie. They didn't, because they had no idea. The whole movie was shot in 3 weeks. The infamous "Oh my God" scene has been viewed on YouTube over just about almost 6 million times as of February 2017.
Good God.
Yeah.
We talked about this thing. When Arnold slows into a tree, the actor's shoes were screwed into the base of the tree pot, allowing him to remain stationary throughout the scene. And he had to stand inside the pot in his tree makeup for 14 hours.
From what I understand, they were his shoes too.
They were his shoes.
They weren't like it was like the actor's own shoes.
It was his own Converse, Chuck Taylors, or something like that, which have horrible support anyway. And Morgan, Utah, where the film was shot, held a Troll 2 festival in 2007. The town was transformed back into the fictional town of Nilborg.
Neil Bog.
I said Borg. You're right. Neil Bog. The screenings of the film were held. The mayor of Morgan presented the director Claudio Fugazi the key to the city. I think you guys all know this now, so we're not going to play the budget game, but it has an estimated budget of about $200,000.
I didn't know that actually.
I figured Doug.
No,
Son of a bitch!
No clue.
God damn it! I thought for sure you would have.
No clue.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, they were in
know.
the budget game. $200,000.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess $200,000, Marshall.
You would be correct.
Ding ding ding.
Ding, ding, ding. You're a winner. With that, let's move on to the 5-star reviews.
These special movies have a place in these special people's hearts. 5-star reviews.
Now, here, again, tons and tons, 540 total reviews on Amazon.
Good God.
59% of them are 5-star, with 24% being 1-star. Now, I probably shouldn't have done this, but I'm going to read them
Because
anyway.
there's so many of them.
Yeah, I kind of want to read these, and I kind of don't.
Well, don't.
Because one says...
Read one of each.
Okay, I'm trying to find it. I'll read some of the shorter ones. Some of the longer ones they're very... Again, the fans, the 5-star people, again, they're like, oh, it's 5-star, it's terrible, but it's like the whole, it's the greatest movie ever made, and that mocking up, that mock review.
I don't like those.
And a lot of those were that.
I don't like the mock review. I'm getting sick of that.
But others like, okay, Jean-Claude Van Damme writes, over-the-top disaster piece. I've seen Citizen, quote-unquote, the greatest film ever made Kane on several occasions, but the thought of slogging through that character assassination snooze fest one more time fills me with loathsome dread. However, I never tire of Troll 2's schizophrenic dialogue, catastrophically bad acting, and ludicrous special effects. It's an hilarious over-the-top disaster piece about the evils of vegetarianism. Troll 2 is a horrible, horrible movie. Don't miss it, but gives it 5 stars. Then definitely not Abraham Lincoln writes, eat your heart out, John Wilkes Booth. Troll 2 is a film worth dying for. Trevor writes, second only to The Room. Red One Standing By, which I like that one. It says, hilarious movie inspired by vegan Nazis. Written and directed by a complete lunatic. You have to see this. This is a movie you have to see. Kevin says, if there is one movie you must see before you die, this is probably not it. But see it anyway. Young Guns voted the best worst movie. Buy it for your grandkids to watch in 50 years. Don't watch it yourself. The cancer begins to grow immediately.
Now, what do you mean when you say mock review? What's the definition of that?
I don't know. I just kind of made that
The
off the top
mock
of my head.
review, and I think that's a very good way of putting it, is, it's when it's a shitty movie, and then someone writes a review, it's like, this movie...
It transcends everything. It's the
Exactly.
greatest thing. It changed my life, and it's the best movie ever made. So,
And great authors such as Hemingway can't hold a candle to such amazing masterpieces such as this.
Yeah.
okay.
It's and some of these reviews to go long, deep, and pushing tongue firmly into cheek.
Speaking of
and
some
just
tongues,
going a
though-
little too. It's like, I get it.
there were
Come
pages on Amazon, 5-star reviews that were like 4 or 5 paragraphs long. Like, Jesus Christ,
That's too
enough.
much.
Last 5-star review I read is from Ryan Quinn writes, when life gives you popcorn, I guess have sex with it. 5 stars.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
there you go.
Yeah.
1-star reviews now. Rena titled, for a very specific audience. I want to start off by saying that I've seen this movie about 6 or 7 times now. It is bad, very, very bad. However, it is so bad that it's really, really funny. I can't lie and give it 5 stars like I would for a movie I thought was awesome. But if you're the kind of person who enjoys so bad they're good movies, this is definitely a good film choice. I also enjoy campy horror films, and that doesn't begin to describe the corniness you find within Troll 2. Amazon customer, we watched it because it was supposed to be the worst movie of all time. We weren't disappointed. From Dale, I stumbled across the documentary Best Worst Film about the making of Troll 2, and it prompted me to buy this 2-disc Blu-ray edition. It looked like fun. I love cult films like Rocky Horror, Eraserhead, Planet from Outer Space, The Room, Pink Flamingo, Reanimator, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, etc. Now, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not a cult film in my mind. That's just one of the great horror movies of all time. To call that and lump that in with this movie, I think is fucking wrong.
I think at one time, though, that could have been considered a cult
I'd
film.
agree. Yeah, at one time.
Very early on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd see what this was about. And I just don't get why people like this film. It is absolutely awful by any measure, but not in an entertaining way. It is just stupid. Really, really stupid. Not funny stupid, not clever stupid. It's more like brain damage stupid. This is the only Blu-ray DVD I have ever taken directly out of the player after watching it and throwing it in the trash.
Wow.
I don't want anyone I know in real life to see it in my collection, nor do I want anyone in my family to find it in my collection after I'm dead and gone. This fairly anonymous review / warning to others will be the only evidence that I wasted $7 on 90 minutes of this cinematic atrocity. Just really, really stupid. And last one from CM Shoop. I just finished watching this and ... It's all true ... I don't believe it, but ... It's all true ... Oh God ... Stupid of me ... My brain is melting ... I ... gibberish, which I thought was funny.
That is pretty funny.
So I wrote those down because those were like, well, I'll come back. That's what other people have to say. Let's give our final thoughts on this watch along on this movie. Doug, go ahead and you can start today. Then we'll go into the documentary after. We'll talk about that briefly after this.
So, just a quick little backstory. Like 11, 12 years ago, well, a little more than that, probably about 10 years, or less than 10 years ago, I started dating somebody that loved this movie. I had never seen the movie. I had only barely heard of it. I'd never seen either one. Around that time on the internet, the movie was getting a lot of popularity. And that's where I was going to say, I think some films, it's weird how they can go through different phases in the decades. Mm-hmm. Like they could either start off as nothing and then they total bomb, like the Monster Squad,
right.
And then on VHS, boom, become a cult classic, you would call it. And it depends on how you... I think some movies can become a cult classic, and then you start to realize it's an amazing horror film, and it really changed the way horror was made,
Texas
like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah. With this, yes, it is a horrible movie, but in the scenario that I watched it, and at the time in 2009, everybody was talking about it online. Yeah. And then they were making this documentary, which I had kind of interacted with some of the people making it online, like film and reviews and everything. So for me, I was in that generation of discovering it as an awesome, horribly bad horror movie. So I love it. I think it's great, and I enjoyed watching it with you guys for sure. if I would have watched it, I don't know, like now if you'd have just given me this movie to watch and it had no buzz around it, I'd have probably thought it was god awful. But I would have laughed at some of the scenes. But I have an affinity for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's great. I have a lot of fun watching it, and I know I will watch it.
So Doug's
again.
saying so bad it's good.
So
watch
bad
it.
it's good.
All right,
Yep.
Aaron, go ahead.
It's. I think Doug kind of nailed it. It depends on when you watch it, and I almost feel as if I shorted myself because I remember around 2009, 2010, 8 to 10, the buzz that was around Troll 2.
Do you really remember that?
Yeah, I do
Okay.
because I remember people like talking about Troll. It's like, oh yeah, I remember. I remember Troll. Oddly enough, Troll actually holds a weird spot in my heart because that's actually a movie that scared me when I was a little kid.
I haven't seen the original Troll either. I need to watch the original Troll. I haven't
When I was a
done that
very
either.
little kid. So when I heard about Troll 2, part of me was like, I don't need to see that. Because there was a part of me that was like, I remember Troll. And that's,
Full-grown adult Aaron is like, I'm not watching that shit.
I'm like 28 years old. I'm like, With Troll 2. And then I heard about, it's so bad, it's great, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, I get it. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm good. I don't think I need to get it, watch it. And I kind of wish I would have now.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been part of that, phenomenon or, like hanging out with you, watching it.
Because there are movies that people will tell that to you, and when you watch it, you're like, I get why they appreciate it, but I do not.
Yeah. But still, you told us to watch the documentary watch a documentary.
Yeah.
And I watched the documentary, and after watching the documentary, it kind of made me like it a little bit better.
Okay. So let's hold off on documentary stuff for a bit. But,
Yeah. But it kind of made me go,
I think
wow,
it gives you an appreciation of the film a little bit, or the fan base.
Yeah. But even before I watched it, honestly, in my heart, I was going to say, so bad it's good. Because, it's just so weird. It's just so weird.
It's awkward.
And there's something about
awkward is a great word for
it's awkward, but you can tell they tried. There's a certain authenticity to the movie that they truly tried to make a good movie. And the people are acting, and you can tell, and I knew there was an Italian director, an Italian writer, and I knew you can tell there's such a disconnect.
Which some of them have said in interviews, but they don't know they're making a bad movie.
Yes,
they don't.
That's kind of how it comes across. Is they're trying to make this great film, but boy, is it shit! And it's you just kind of go, oh, you tried.
Yeah.
So bad it's good.
I don't know where I stand. Really. I see. There's a part of me that sees and agrees with everything you guys say about So Bad It's Good and the place it has. And yeah, I know years ago I remember hearing about this movie Troll 2 and how it's supposed to be like the worst movie ever made. I never watched it at the time. Just first time I watched it was like earlier this week when I was doing it for this.
Yeah.
And I get it. And then you talking about the documentary, and I get it.
Which it's hard for you because for somebody to say to you who is like versed in all kinds of these films, you've got tons of knowledge, for them to say this is the worst movie ever, you're gonna be like, fuck you.
Yeah, like fuck no. Have you seen this movie? Like, have you seen Lake Fear 3? Have you seen that? Because so I'm gonna get a little jaded, I guess, when it comes to bad movies.
I wouldn't even say jaded. I'd just say it's hard to get you.
Yeah, maybe not jaded, but yeah,
it's hard to get you. Like, you know your shit.
Unfortunately, when it comes to bad movies, yes. So I don't know, but I get that it's bad, and I get the entertainment value, and I see why people laugh at it. But for the people to say it's like when people are saying it's 5 stars movie, like it's not
No.
I don't care how much you like the movie. You may love it, but it's still a terrible movie and it's not worthy of 5 stars in any way, shape, or form. And that's why I'm like, I don't like these people. Like, the biggest Troll fans in the world are, I think, overhyping it and making it into something that's not. Like I said, it used to be a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it damn well should be a 0%.
yeah.
For it to go up 6% just because of fans. And I was like, because of this new weird found like cult following, like, oh, suddenly now the movie's suddenly better. No, it's the same movie. The movie hasn't changed. It's still a shitty movie.
But the times change. That's where I'll argue that some movies that sucked back in the day hold a special place today. And,
I know. I'm trying. Maybe I'm not. I get that, and maybe I'm not. Maybe I don't know if I'm being hypocritical or not. But
I don't think you are.
I get that, and I can appreciate that. It's just movies like, yeah, they still suck, but I still like it, but it doesn't make the movie any better. It's still a shit movie. And cannot say it's so bad it's good or so bad it's scary. Honestly, I'm thinking, I don't know. Like, did I have fun watching it? Let's say, did I have fun watching it? I don't know. Because it's hard for me. Because it's hard for me because I'm like, there's a part of me like, am I watching it? Am I liking what I watched legitimately how I feel? Or am I getting caught influenced by everything? It's so bad. It's so good. It's such a great bad movie. And I'm letting that like, and I'm falling into that, I don't want to say trap of that net of buzz or something like that.
That's where I'll give you credit that I probably got sucked into the buzz. For sure.
Yeah.
Like, not even probably. I know I did. However, what I will ask is, since you know so many horrible movies, and you got to go into, like, out of all these god-awful, like, worst movies you've ever seen, could this be one of the funnest or best ones you've watched?
First of all, don't say funnest. I hate that word. It's not even a fucking word. Everybody out there who says funnest,
no, man.
learn some grammar.
No, Marshall.
That's not a word.
Dude, every time I come here, I have the funnest time.
God damn you.
You are the funnest guy I know.
All right. Well,
I would have the funnest time in Nilborg. I'll tell you guys that.
I'm going to throw this beer bottle at you. All right. My final judgment, I will say so bad it's good because it is worth watching. And I'm not taking back, it's the famous Troll 2, but yes, there's ridiculous. It's insane. It's stupid. It's worth watching at least once. I'm not saying go crazy and become like die fan like some of these people are. You have to watch it and have parties for it. I think that's a bit much.
Yeah.
But it's worth watching at least once because it is so bad it's good. But like I said, is it the worst? Maybe at the time it could be. I do not by any stretch of me think it's the worst movie anymore.
Okay.
I think, like I said, I'd rather watch this than Lake Fear 3. I just brought it up. Ugh. But that movie is 1,000 times worse, in my opinion, than Troll 2 ever was, or is, or will be.
But it has no soul.
I guess when I define best worst movie, I'm more thinking rewatchings.
Yeah.
Like, no, this isn't the worst you could watch. You're fucking sure as shit. Yeah, you guys have shown me that.
Yeah.
Some of the garbage,
I'm glad we can
some of the garbage you've made me suffer through to be on this
we have done our
show.
job.
Always worth it, but
so all right, I'll say so bad it's good. And we're all saying watch it at least once. If you like it, you know what, that's your thing. Great. It's more power to you. With that said, let's wrap this up. Let's talk briefly about the documentary because they kind of go hand in hand. Doug highly suggested we watch it if we are going to do this movie. So Aaron and I did.
Yeah.
I will say, before we get into the more details of the documentary, because there's certainly shit we want to talk about. We got to talk about Crazy Eyes Margot Prey for sure. But I was disappointed in the documentary.
I was a little bummed.
I was very disappointed.
I was a little bummed out too. I wanted to hear more of what it was like on set.
Yeah, it's to me, it's not so much of a documentary of the movie. To me, it's more of a documentary on the, like, it's more like a "Where Are They Now" type special.
Yeah, the phenomenon that we talked about.
It's a documentary on the phenomenon that's come, but not the movie itself. It's not like, I wanted more making of. I wanted more stories from the set. I wanted more what really went down in Morgan, Utah.
And now, and
not just like not an hour and a half of George Hardy at conventions and talking about, oh, ha ha ha, this is great, ha ha. And then at one point, I'm sure we'll get to it. I'm going to talk about more. But then he fucking rips apart the horror community. And I was like, fuck you, dude.
Yes.
That's your fan base you're ripping apart.
So this is where I failed as a friend, fellows. I told Marshall and Aaron, you have to watch this film after watching Troll 2. I said, most documentaries you don't have to, but I said, for your podcast, you need to get this. You need to get the understanding of what this film has become. And that's the only thing I thought. Not that you guys don't know your horror, because you obviously do. But I felt like there was a decent chance that you truly didn't know. Like, when I learned that there's a bunch of dudes that go to My Little Pony conventions.
Bronies.
Yeah.
Bronies.
But that, I thought I thought they were joking with me at the comic shop. I really thought
sadly, bronies are a real thing.
But what I'm getting at is, like, I wouldn't have known this had that not happened in 2009. And again, I got sucked into the hype. And Marshall described it perfectly. It is not a documentary on how the film was made, but it shows at that time how that film, the resurgence, it came back.
It's a
So
documentary
what
on
you're
the
getting
resurgence
into.
of the
Yes.
of the. It's a fan movie. It's not even. Yeah, I wanted and it's done and written. I don't even say written by. But it's directed and done by the kid who plays Joshua only now as an adult. And that's when they he's really good. We're going to get to the actors. They're going to share stories from the set. They're going to talk about how horrible this experience was or how bad Claudio was as a director because he couldn't speak
They kind
English.
of did.
Very, very, very little.
They had him screaming at him, the director, like
That
yelling.
was-
They had the director yelling
One
at them.
thing I'll say about that director
Like
is
now.
he's got such a giant ego.
He's such an egotistical
He
guy.
cannot recognize that his fame is basically coming from just fucking
He's like Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
He's basically
suck it up, say, yup, that was a shit movie, but my God, I'm so happy you guys all love it. Thank you so much. Instead, he's trying to still sell this as
a great movie. He still thinks it's a great movie.
Well, and that's one point I will argue for myself. Like, you would like to see like how the movie was made and all that. All of the actors in this say they don't know what the fuck was going on from
Right.
the get-go. So
I'll
how
say
could
that.
they do a document like this? Director won't give them anything. He thinks he just made a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Fucking good luck getting any kind of information. Like they never knew what they were doing.
But they
Yeah,
spend
it
like
was-
an hour, 45 minutes of the movie. It's like I said, they're just them going around to all these like
They followed that guy too much.
George
Claudio?
Hardy.
They did.
No, George
Although
Hardy.
I liked him. I like him.
George Harrison's like a nice guy
Yeah.
until the horror convention stuff. Then I like really lost. Like, oh, okay, you're.
I was still
But
okay
still,
with it.
But yeah, he seems like a nice, happy guy, go lucky, great, whatever. But they follow him for like the entire movie is based more around him. It's more a documentary on George Hardy than
Yeah.
of the movie Troll 2. And again, you spend so much time just going around to like these weird, small little I don't want to say festival, but just like underground viewings of the movie.
That's exactly they're fan made festivals in like big cities. So
like
you
300
know,
people would get together in this weird basement in New York and
or
watch the movie.
you know there were
or
small theaters like in
Yeah.
St. Louis it'd be like at the Tivoli,
Yeah.
you know, or the High Point or
Yeah.
something like that.
Which at the time that this documentary came out, that happened. And
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had Troll 2. They had the documentary, and I am 99% sure George Hardy was there. And
No shit.
Wouldn't believe, but wouldn't put it past because
Yeah,
apparently he went
yeah.
to every fucking scene in this documentary. He was
Yes,
everywhere.
he did.
Yes.
This guy was a fucking talk about a whore for. He was a fame whore for this, and I can't blame the guy if it's one and only thing he's clutching on to fame. This is all he's got. I'd probably do the same thing because you get that little bit of fame.
He's a single dad in Alabama.
Yeah.
You know,
who's a
yeah.
dentist, by the way.
And I keep arguing for it, but one thing to think because it did kind of irk me when he like started bashing on the horror community.
Yeah.
he started
Everybody
to say-
near the end of the movie, he's at a horror convention. He starts like he does not like it. He is not comfortable there or whatever. But I'll say that speaks to his character in that he's a dentist, successful. Everybody in town loves him. He's in the parades and all that. All of a sudden, they come to him to do this tour. I don't even think it's as much fame whoring. It's like he cannot fucking fathom that there is anybody in the world that would watch Troll 2 for any reason. Like, he doesn't get the horror convention. He doesn't get any of these
I don't know.
conventions.
See, I didn't get that because he seems that he loves the attention. 'Cause
Now, yeah.
But that horror convention was the last. It's not like that was the first convention he went to and he didn't get it. That's the last one they show, and the whole movie he's going from convention to convention to convention to viewing to viewing to
and
viewing.
he's getting done. You're right.
And he's getting like people are cheering his name, and he's getting standing ovations, and he's reciting that fucking pissing hospitality line over and over again. He's eating it up.
He loves it.
He loves it.
He-
And then he gets to the horror convention like, these people are fucking weird and creepy. I don't like any of these people. These are garbage people. I'm leaving
That's
early.
surprising.
Because
And I'm like,
because
what?
and the reason
I'm like,
the
these
only,
are your people.
The only reason he hated that is because when they were showing him, so many people were talking about it's like haven't seen Troll 2, don't know about that one because they're more into
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm
Yeah.
Street,
Yeah,
Friday
so
13th.
because they didn't know who he was. Like, fuck these people. I'm
yeah,
out
and
of here.
that's
Yeah,
kind of
you're
that's pretty
right.
much what it was.
That's why I
Yeah.
lost a lot of respect for him in this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I was like, I'm done. Like, why would you? This is the audience that is holding on to your shitty
he
film.
let the fame get to him, guys. He just
Well,
let
it's
the fame get to him.
it's these conventions that were specifically geared towards Troll 2.
Well,
Where
not
it was,
all of
where
them,
it
because
was-
there's
well,
the memorabilia one in England.
Sure,
was
but just
Troll 2.
what I'm saying was he got teased
The fan viewing, yes.
he got teased with these fan viewings, with these big events where it was the fans just only there for Troll 2 and going
Right.
ape shit for Troll 2, city after city after city, and he's like, oh my god, there's a huge amount of people out there who are gonna love Troll 2. So it goes to a horror convention, doesn't get touched, goes all the way to fucking England at this big horror convention, and
that wasn't even a horror convention. That was just a memorabilia convention.
and no
So-
one knew who he was and knew what was going on. And all of a sudden, I think he realized, oh, it's just this. It's a lot smaller than I thought. Never
Well,
mind.
And maybe it was good editing of the documentary, but whenever the very last thing they have him say, like after he starts bashing
yeah.
horror and everything,
Yeah.
they're like, so if Claudio wanted to make Troll 3, would you be in it? And
He's like, fuck yeah.
fucking absolutely. Yeah, what kind of question is that?
Maybe
He even
he
says that.
did
What
because
kind of
it's in
question is that?
Control, which is that where he's playing the same character, which you talked about earlier.
So we got to talk about Mom.
Yo, we have to. Okay, so Margot Prey, the woman who plays the mom in Troll 2,
So they're showing the
is a fucking nutcase.
during the documentary. They're showing how they're getting everyone's back on board for like this big one that's going on.
Yeah.
So
they're
the guy
doing-
that played the son, just to give the viewer,
Yeah.
the guy that played the son and the dad are kind of, like you said, going cross country.
Yeah.
And they're going to these people,
Right.
these former actors and actresses.
gathering everybody up, even the people who played the goblins,
The goblins,
even
yeah.
the little
Which was
people,
cool.
the
I like
dwarves.
seeing their
just
thought.
getting everybody together, all everyone, and the only one that's not
On board.
is Margot Prey, the woman who played the mother.
Yeah.
She didn't even know they were coming the first time. You could tell.
Yeah.
And I do feel bad because there's some mental illness.
So
involved
There's,
here, but
she's
go ahead.
definitely got some
So
something going
it's
on. with
pretty
her.
incredible when they pull up to the house.
The
It
sign.
says the sign
Yes.
says basically the only person allowed is the postman.
Yeah.
If you knock on my door, no soliciting, no charity, no nothing. You
Nothing.
will be prosecuted.
Yeah.
outside the house, and they're sitting there. And they're just like,
Do we even
God.
go in and
Do we
knock?
even
What do we
knock?
do? Do we even knock on
and
the
then,
door?
and then Greg, George Hardy being a dentist just goes, just pull it, just like pull a tooth. Let's just get it over with. Which I thought was pretty funny.
Which it's weird to think, like, when George Hardy mentioned going to pick her up because she lived in Utah. Grandpa Seth lived in Utah. Like you said, a lot of them just showed up.
Well, even Greg Hardy was
yes,
in
he
Utah.
was there.
He was
but
a
it's
dentist
weird,
and then
like,
moved to Alabama.
Back then, when he picked her up and stuff, what kind of life did she live? Like, did the cast members go out drinking afterwards?
I
Did
doubt
have a
it. They might have
dinner
been.
or
If they were
hang
Mormon,
out
they
or-
weren't going anywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If anyone were Mormon, they were not going out
Yeah.
drinking.
Hmm.
But she, yeah,
they
when
get
she
in the
answers
house.
Yeah,
the door,
they get to her and she lets him in, and they
and
let
first
the
of all,
cameras in.
when we first see her, she looks like a fucking alien hybrid thing. She does not look human anymore, in my opinion.
Well,
She had some serious work done.
They
or something.
didn't show her when she answered the door, which tells me that they then gave her makeup or
they
whatever.
gave her time to pretty herself
Yeah,
up.
and
Yeah.
it
But
just- it was
even
weird.
then, you could still tell the way her face was shaped and her eyes. She had big crazy eyes in the movie, but they were like even bigger now. Like she had some serious. She's had a lot of work done. She looks
Something.
insane. She
Yeah.
doesn't look human. She looks just crazy psycho killer.
And she is, you can definitely tell there's some major issues going
Yeah,
on.
she's got some serious mental stuff going on.
Yeah, she's taking care of her grandmother, or
Elderly
her mother,
mother,
her
her mother.
elderly mother, which is admirable. But the same,
yeah.
and there's thousands, millions of people who do this, who
Yeah.
take care of their elderly parents, but not to this degree of just
I came to she's kind of might be partially agoraphobic. Like she doesn't want to ever leave the
Right.
house. And I think I don't know if she has a delusion of grandeur or something. Because they kept saying, "Hey, do you want to come out and do this reunion? Why won't you?" And all she kept saying was, "It's complicated. It's complicated. That's all she would say. I'm like, bitch, what's so fucking complicated?
Yeah, like she's
either
like,
you
I
or
can't.
I can't because it's complicated. It's complicated." So she's got stuff she obviously didn't want to say on film. So she's got some serious issues. And also, I don't know if it's the fact that she's again because that sign, it's like nobody's. If it's that just because she's crazy, or the fact that she's unlike George Hardy, maybe she's sick of the whole. You're the mom in Troll 2. I love you. So I don't want the attention.
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's
I don't know
it
that's
at all.
it either. But she's like, I can't go anywhere. It's complicated. But then she's like, oh, I'm not acting anymore. And then she has delusions of grandeur. I
She
think
keeps
she's
talking
like,
about how she's going to work again.
I'm going to work again. And I had an agent by fire, but now I'm going to get a new agent. And I'm doing plays. And I watch all these movies. And I take notes on them. And I'm going to get back into the
Well,
big
when
scene.
she
And
discusses
I'm like,
Troll 2,
I'm like, you aren't going anywhere. You're crazy.
in
lady.
her
Yeah.
mind, Troll 2 was like
great film.
like
Yes,
next to Casablanca.
yes.
Like, so
Because she breaks it down like it's not a horror movie. It's a character piece. It's about these real people. And it's like, yeah, she compares it to fucking Humphrey Bogart movie, like Casablanca.
Every other
like,
actor, except for Claudio, every other actor and person who has something to do with the movie recognizes
They
it
know.
as
Yes.
a piece of shit.
But she's like, no, it's this great epic piece. I'm like, whoa.
Well,
you're-
it just
you're
shows
nuts.
when they catch her. Like, and I like that he left that in. The director of Best Worst Movie left it in. Like, that's how she feels. But when they show her talking to her mom, and she's like, "Yeah, they'll be out here soon. This is longer than I thought."
Yeah.
And the mom's like, so this is one thing I like to say. So in this documentary, this director, the one who played the kid, has like certain actors redoing old scenes.
Yes.
I've never seen a documentary do this. They even get Claudio to like redo scenes,
Right, to
redirect.
redirect the
They get
scenes
the
and
actors to do it. It's kind of fun. It's
Yeah.
weird, but it's fun. But when it's in this house with this lady,
Yeah.
it is awkward as fuck.
Yes,
It
because they
is
do
just-
this scene in the car, like, sing
Row,
my
row,
favorite
row your
song,
boat,
and row
yeah.
the boat, and you see the weird mom sitting on the couch behind
Holding her head,
just
like,
like,
and they're like-
like she's about to have like a mental breakdown,
And even-
then crazy Margot sitting there going, "Say my favorite song,"
Yeah.
and like it's like it is surreal.
And the
It's
kid playing
fucking
the
weird.
son starts laughing, and
Nervous
she's like, "Are you
laughter.
laughing at me?" He goes, "No, I just never fucking thought I'd be doing this in my life."
But yeah, and then so I didn't read it in my odds and ends because I was going to talk about it here, but like just like Margot thinks it's a legitimate great piece. That scene where they had that big reunion in Morgan, Utah, where they rewatched it
Yeah.
when he would have given the get. They're doing a Q&A with fans, and Claudio keeps coming in and interrupting them, saying, "You guys are liars. You're lying about your experience. You're
Yeah.
dogs." He kept calling the actors dogs. Like,
Yeah.
he's a fucking asshole. And,
Yeah.
and the actors are trying to laugh it off, like, "Oh, that's just Claudio." But I'm like, motherfucker, what you
Yeah.
just say to me? You call me a dog in your shit movie, and you're gonna insult me now?
Yeah, it's
Like-
that same kind of thing where he just can't get over his own ego.
Yeah, he
his
cannot.
his own production. He can't. Dude, it's right there in front of your face. The whole reason all this is happening is because it's such a shitty movie.
Yes.
And he still cannot recognize that. He still cannot like get over that fact whatsoever. And it's painful to watch
It
him
is.
react in such a negative way. It's really awkward.
Even
and
like
cringy.
when they're trying to have fun and recreate like the scenes in the house, and he's like,
Yeah.
no, like, oh, you do this, and he's like, and they recreate the whole with the dad taking the kid over his shoulder down the
Yeah.
hallway and do the belt, and even that part, Claudio's still being a dick, like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
do
Laughing.
it this way.
Yeah.
We are doing it this way. Like, you're not even fucking recording, really. You're just being an asshole. You're like just yelling at these guys, calling them dogs and shitty actors, and no, ask me my way, my way. I'm like, holy
Yeah,
fuck.
and he's saying you would never have been in this situation if it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I guess that's true,
That
but
is
it's
true.
not for the vision that you behold.
Yeah, that is true. And it's just, yeah.
But he's-
and they kept
he's-
saying, like, and the people, and you're like, well, what do you say about, this is not American, or you don't know American? He's like, I know American. I make many American movies. I know what Americans want, Americans do. I was like, what? Are you
Oh.
kidding me?
Obviously not.
No.
Yes. But see, that's where I say people should watch the documentary to understand.
But that's what I
The
wanted
thought
more of that. I
process.
wanted
Yes.
more of that,
Yeah.
not just people like showing viewings of the film in like some
Yeah.
basement or a backyard somewhere, and George Hardy getting his dick sucked everywhere he went. That's not a documentary. That's just I don't care about that. I
Yeah.
want the shit with Claudio where the actors are talking. That's what I wanted. I wanted more of that.
Yes.
But anyway, that's a documentary.
It's not a bad documentary.
It's not bad. It's just not what I expected.
For anybody that watches it, I do want to say, because I had to look this up, but one, they call it the glaring omission. Like, everybody was like, why wasn't CCR, the girl who played
Thank
CCR,
you.
Yeah.
At the
in the
reunion,
documentary?
I was going to ask you about
She was
that.
at the reunion. She's sitting there with them.
Because they do the big fan show. And I'm looking like,
She's there.
But she's not in the documentary. They talk about every major cast character, but she's the one who's glaringly not there. And I was going to ask about that. Thank you for bringing this up.
The reason she wasn't in it, and she said this in interviews, they asked her and everything, and she tried, but she's actually really busy. Like, she produces campy commercials and shit, and she's pretty successful as a designer, and like she designs the interior of buildings. She was like, there was no way I could travel with them or do anything with them. So they did on the DVD, on the extras of the documentary, there's like a 14-minute thing where they sent somebody to where she lives and they interviewed her. And like, she talks about how she created that outfit, how she loves the fans, and she'll go to events like on her own. So it's kind of cool. Like, she has no.
Thank you, because I meant to ask about. I forgot, but that's the one curious. Like, where was she in the
She
documentary?
talks a
Because she
little
was
bit
such a
about the
major
making.
character in
Yeah.
that movie.
She
I'm
talks
surprised
about-
they didn't tie that in.
She talked. I know it was weird. Why didn't they put?
Yeah.
If you watch it on
Because
its
even
own,
after the credits, they say, okay, so and so is now doing this and this, and
Yeah.
this so and so. They could have
They
just
don't
put a
say
picture
her.
of her and
Yeah.
say
And-
unfortunately she cannot make the image, but here's what she's up to now.
she's got interesting stories. Like, one of them is where she dresses in the sexy dress and walks down to the RV. That was
corn.
that was the first scene.
That
You
she
want a beer,
filmed?
buddy?
Yeah.
You need a beer?
I'll take a beer.
That was the first scene she had to film, And she said it was freezing that night. Her teeth were chattering. And she said in the first take, she shuts the door to the RV and smashes her finger in the door. And she was like, it was just so, it sucked. And she goes, I've got this kid that I've got to seduce. And he's like 20 years my like junior. And, oh, dude. So it was like, it's cool to hear her talk about it. But if you do watch it, you got to go into the extras to get to her. So
that's funny.
Yeah, she's the one person I actually would have liked to hear more about because she had such a crazy part and doing with such most of it revolved so much around her.
She
that
was
you never heard about
so over the top and fantastic. Anytime she's on the screen, you're glued to her.
Yeah.
Because it's so ridiculous. She's so over the top. You know, I mean, everyone else is just horrible acting, and you're watching because you're like, oh my god,
So horrible acting is in a different way.
But she's so over the top and bizarre and bonkers and so expressive with her eyes and
Margot's
the way she even speaks.
bad acting, deadpan, horrible, just deadpan emotions. She's the exact opposite. She's overacting, bad acting, but over just craziness. So makes it at least enjoyable to watch. Unless there's anything, I think we probably should wrap it up there. I don't.
There's a guy who got a Troll 2 tattoo, which is pretty hardcore.
Yeah,
that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, again, I would not do that. I don't know. I can't say I wouldn't. There's things I've gotten tattoos of things I love, but so I can't say I would get troll. I wouldn't get troll tattoo. But
I'm just saying it's hardcore.
That's hardcore.
That's
hardcore.
Pretty damn hardcore.
I mean, I got comic book character tattoos, so I'm not one to speak on that.
I did like that scene because George Hardy's with the guy getting the tattoo.
Yeah, I do like the fact he says, "I can't stand tattoos," and the tattoo guy goes, "I can't stand dentists." and George Hardy did laugh at that. He did riff of that.
I gotta admit, George Hardy does have a pretty good sense of humor about the whole thing.
Yeah,
and of course he's gonna.
I was too, but until that horror convention scene, I lost a lot of respect for him.
Just truly think the reason he said he was bummed out is because no one was recognizing him and no one really wanted to pay attention to Troll 2 because so many people, because it was from what I understand, that particular con, there was a whole bunch of, he even said there's Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through
5, basically.
Like he's counting down all these Nightmare on Elm Street people.
Yeah.
And guess what? When people go to a con and it's a themed con,
that's what they want to see.
They want to see the theme. They want to see Nightmare on Elm Street. Like when we did Contamination.
No, but I was saying, we go to con, nobody knows who the fuck we are, but we're still there. We're still there, happy to be there.
But we went to the first Contamination. It was a battle.
He would have been perfect at a Contamination.
Yes.
He's the type of person they should have gotten for a Contamination. That's what he probably would have fit in better there.
He would have fit in great there.
Yeah.
But at the first Contamination that we were at, it was very themed around Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
It was a reunion of the original Battlestar Galactica TV show, and they had Dirk Benedict and all these other people who played in Battlestar Galactica. And then they had a few other stars here and there piecemealed together, but it was a Battlestar Galactica themed show.
Yeah.
And that's why people were there, was to see the Battlestar Galactica people. So when you go to a con that's themed around the extras or the different characters of Nightmare on Elm Street, and you're just there going, hey, I'm in Troll 2.
I don't know if it really was. I can't say it was. Oh, man.
It's probably something like that, I'm guessing.
I mean, just because they had one. It wasn't like they had. Robert Englund was at his before. It was like one of the female victims of Nightmare on Elm Street 4. She was in.
It was a black girl.
Well, she was one, but the other girl,
asthma chick, I know it was one of them.
No, but there's one of the white girls he was talking to. And said, hey, who are you? Like, oh, I was a Nightmare on 4. Did you do anything? Like, no,
I didn't recognize her.
I didn't recognize her. In some states, it was a minor character, maybe one of the victims, not the star, but she's there doing the horror, and she's fine, she's happy, and so they had other people for Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's a horror convention. What else are you gonna do? I mean, what do you expect? And he's just like, fuck these people, fuck this, I'm out of here. I'm going to shit on all you people because you don't know who I am. Like, you're a fucking dentist from Alabama who was in one shitty movie. Get over it. It's not like it was Kane Hodder saying, you don't know who the fuck I am, I'm getting out of here. That makes a little more sense.
It is weird that it got a little depressing at the end. They did the mom, they did George Hardy kind of turning into somewhat of an asshole, and then Grandpa Seth being like, I've basically wasted my life.
Yeah. I felt bad. And he's a fucking hoarder. Yeah. He's like, I have no kids, no grandkids, no wife, no family. I just sit in this house that's a hoarder's house. There's piles like newspapers and magazines and shit piled up.
He watches Family Guy on a
small
TV.
Yeah. And we didn't even talk about the fucking crazy guy.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking legitimately crazy guy who was the general store owner who was like, yeah, I just got out of the mental institution and showed up there and they gave me a part. He's like, be crazy. I'm like, I don't have to act. I am crazy.
And he even said, he goes, yeah, I don't remember. He's watching it again. He goes, I don't remember doing any of that.
Wow.
He goes, everything you see right there is true crazy.
Yeah.
Pure crazy. He's telling you that. And, you know, the guy...
And now he's just, and then after he's like, after the credits, when he hears this guy, he's like, oh yeah, now he works with kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what?
Hey, being a guy who worked in mental health for 3 years, he seems to be pretty well adjusted.
Yeah.
He's able to drive a car, own a house,
Right,
take
I
care
get
of
that, but
himself.
still, yeah.
So I'm pretty impressed with him able to like keep his shit together enough.
But when you see that scene of him coming out of the back curtain, now knowing that he just
Oh,
got
he's
out of a
falling
mental
crazy.
institution
Yep,
in real
he's
life,
crazy.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah, there's no acting there. He's just fucking out of it.
Yeah.
He probably thinks he's in like Lord Lobos' dark dimension or
Yeah.
something like that. All praise, all hail Lobos. And who knows where the fuck he thinks he's at?
that
I'm
guy-
glad you remembered him. Yeah, I forgot to
I'm
talk
glad he's doing well though. He seems to be doing pretty
But the
good.
grandpa, you feel bad for. That guy, I wanted to
Yeah.
cry. Like, no, I have no wife, no kids, no grandkids, just me. I'm gonna die alone
I
in my
wasted-
house full.
I
of,
wasted my life.
yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
just
What does he
surrounded by
say?
this
Like,
house
yeah,
of
I
this
I
hoarding
gave
house.
my life away.
I
But
tinkered or
yeah,
twittered or
yeah,
whatever, I don't know.
something. What are you supposed to do with a life? Except
Fittered my life
Fittered
away.
away.
Well, what
Fittered
else?
my life away. Yeah.
Yeah, but what else are you supposed to do than fitter it away? It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was depressing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're at the 2 hour 30-minute mark, so let's wrap this up. This has been a long watch along episode, but we are talking about documentary too. So if you guys are still with us, thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, go out see Troll 2, and if you can get your hands on the documentary, they're both on Amazon right now. You can rent it for like $4 each.
On Shudder, if you have Shudder, it's free on Shudder. The documentary.
If you have Shudder, but that's a $10 a month subscription or something like that, or whatever.
I
it is.
have Shudder.
$5. I have Shudder too. It's there. You can find it online. Watch them, and judge for yourself. You know, be your own judge. Don't be a sheep. We're gonna wrap it up. So, Doug, thank you again for very much for being here on the
Episode 175.
175.
Congratulations,
In the
guys.
books. All
You're
right.
awesome. Yeah.
175.
It's
Cheers.
always a lot of
Yay.
fun.
All right. And it's no more closing remarks, and we're gonna wrap it up. And we want to say, in the meantime, guys. Well, I should say, we'll be back in the future. And in the meantime, watch more horror movies, and remember to always keep it tight. Oh my God!
Oh my God!